Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mandem Talk. We are live, we are here, and we're going to discuss all things football, all things Man United, and previewing the game against Liverpool on the weekend. Big up to everyone that's locked in right now. Please do me a favor, hit the like button right now, people, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Mandem's channel, links in the description. Rants, man, how are you, man? Are you blessed?
Good, man. Big up, man. Big up the panel. And yeah, big up the chat.
Come on. Big up to you, man. Big up Estrella in the building. What are you telling me? Man like Estrella. What are you saying?
No, just in the office. Just in the office, man. Big up the chat, man. Big up people on the panel as well.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. And big up to my guy, Coop Ball in the building. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, man, all good. Hope everybody's good as well on the panel. Big up the chat. Make sure you like the stream. Like, guys. Make sure you like.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, man. Listen, it's been a good time, man, for Man United. Obviously, watch the Champions League and that, and the duality in terms of the games were crazy, man. Like one was refreshing, and the other was just a nasty, tactical. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. I was more disappointed in Atletico Madrid more so than I was. I know what Arsenal are about, Mandem. You get me? So I kind of knew. But the other game, yeah, man, that Bayern PSG game, bro, I was just like, yo, unbelievable showcase, man. And I'm excited, man. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people think, oh, man, you want to go in the Champions League? Bro, I'm excited, man. I'm like, yo, I want to play these teams. You get me? You know what I mean? I don't know what the scoreline's gonna be, but I want to play them, bro. Like you want to play the best in the world, man. You get me? United should be there, Rance, man. So yeah, man. Are you excited for it, man? Are you excited? Champions League night.
100%. The one thing I'll say though, I don't think the Atleti Arsenal game it wasn't tactics that made it boring. Like it was just a lack of quality in the game that made it boring, bro. Because when you look at the chances that Atleti did have that they didn't take, if the quality was higher, I think we would have seen more goals. I think we would have seen more goals. It wasn't because they didn't create anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal didn't create nothing from open play, but Atleti did. Do you know what I'm saying? Lookman hit the bar. No, Lookman missed about a hat-trick of chances. Griezmann hit the bar. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it could have been a different game if there was more quality in the final third for Madrid, but for Arsenal, yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with tactics. Just a lack of quality that we've seen all season.
Yeah. It just shows you, innit? Like, end of the day, people can say, cool, the defending was bad in the Bayern game, but it's also about the attackers being that good to make the defenders look that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Simeone and Lookman, they're not the players that we seen the other night. Kvaratskhelia and them, man. Like, you just see the levels in terms of attackers, guys. Like, there's levels to this game, bro. You get me? Simeone is just a hard runner, worker, up and down. Whereas you see Elise and them, man, you're like,
But another thing, even in addition to the players actually being, like technically just supreme and just higher quality, they're very clinical players as well, those wingers.
Yeah.
So it's another level of just being clinical as well, man. I think Kvaratskhelia just one dribble and goal. Like these guys are. They're not just on the eye good, but man, the output is just so high, bro. Like it's super high, bro.
Yeah,
and some of the chances are not even clear chances. They're like half chances, if that.
This is what I'm trying to say, bro. This is why I'm like, yo, it's high level quality. So when people say, oh yeah, defending is not that great, bro, I don't want to see defense, man. End of the day, we came here for the love of the game. You get me? And for the fact that we want to see attackers put on a show, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you watch the NBA. You want to see the guys who are the attackers. You know what I mean? You want to see them show, man.
But it's a bit of a fair balance. With Champions League, you can make an exception because it's not consistent week in, week out. It's more of like it's like a treat, innit? Like at the end of the week, if you do your homework, you get dessert or something. You get sick of it, like every single day you get it. So yeah, like I said, the games. It was not necessarily poor defending. I think it's a bit of both. It was like maybe a little bit of poor defending, but world-class attacking. So it's like some of the chances that were on show wasn't just because of poor defending. You could probably get away with some of the poor defending in the Premier League because that happens quite often. But in terms of like the attacking like skill of like that touch that Diaz done was just stupid. I'm sorry. Even the ball to Diaz was stupid. Elise's goal was like ridiculous. I would even say, judging it, comparing it to the Arsenal game, I would even put Alvarez because I said I wanted him when Ragnick was at United and he put that list of players with Jude Bellingham, Haaland, Alvarez, Casido, Enzo Fernandez. I said we should have gone for him then. I rated him highly. At Atletico, I think he's doing his bits, and I've seen United do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
and we go shut up shop and then take it a 1-0 and come back home. So everyone that's comparing the two games, saying, "Oh, PSG, Arsenal, like da 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 da," again, is up for the individual what you want to see in it. I don't necessarily think it was that.
Yeah. It's one of them. Like I said, you weren't gonna get both games being exceptional, innit? But like I said, I missed that game, bro. I miss it, man. I don't know who's gonna win it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't quite call it, if I'm being honest with you. But I hope it's Bayern, man. I want Bayern to win it. I went from Bayern from the start, but I want Bayern to win it, man. Just the way that company, his story, the way he plays his football. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's also a confidence thing as well. You know, like apart from because a lot of the time when you look at company when you went into Bayern, like first of all, nobody had faith in this guy, bro. You just came from Burnley. Yeah, people are looking at him like, what? You're above your pay grade, mate. Like you're not even in your zone. And it's just a thing of seeing Bayern, obviously last season in Champions League, seeing them this season, and then obviously the same. You know, Enrique obviously won Champions League with Barcelona and stuff, but it's not like he was so successful after that period. But one thing I like about the two managers is just the confidence they give their players to, like, you're good enough to be the best player on that pitch. You go and do what I believe you can do. And I think that's what has drifted away from football nowadays. It's not just because when you're looking at players, even like, let's say Kvaratskhelia, like the levels he's reached compared to even his Napoli days is way higher. But at the manager, you could see that he's instilled confidence. Olise, we saw his quality in the Prem, but even on that kind of game, you can tell the managers just said, listen, if you get him 1v1, you can beat him. Like, don't even think about passing it. Just go and do something, make something happen. And it was just, that's why the attack was so good, because both sides, you could just see the confidence. Like, everyone's focusing on one side. Bro, Diaz is, to show you that how good they were, Olise is doing just as good as Diaz. That's rare. Like, you see two wingers just being so good, like destroying. And then on the other side, the same thing. So I just think it's a confidence that the managers just give to the players. Like, go out there and just play. Like, we know you can play. And that's why it was so good.
Yeah, I can't lie, man. 100%, man. Like I said, man, next Wednesday, people, man, be there for the second leg because it's going to be an absolute cracker, man. Big up Staffy that's joined us as well. Big up to you, bro. Yeah, bro. But yeah, let's get straight into it, Mandem. There's some news that came out today from the Telegraph. Quite a reliable journalist, to be fair. He's done his thing in the past. And Andoni Iraola has emerged as the strongest candidate to rival Michael Carrick for the job as Man United's next permanent head coach. So he is the main rival. And I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of did think this would be the only rival. I know a lot of people said Nagelsmann, but bro, he's got a contract till 2028, bro. You get me? Like, unless they have a disaster of a World Cup, then you know what I mean, you're not going to get Nagelsmann, for me personally. And then you look at the time frame of the World Cup, it's too close. You get me? You either got to sign a pre-agreement right now and then him come in and then go after the World Cup and whatever. It's too complicated. But this is the one that I thought, like, if Carrick doesn't get the job, I think it's going to be Iraola, you feel me, as the other option for the Man United. So, yeah, go on.
Why are you not just fixed on Iraola? Like,
I'm not fixed on it.
I'm just saying,
go on.
Even the way you put the thumbnail, like, to compete with Carrick, yeah, it's like, I think it's a disrespect to all them other managers. Even Silva at Fulham, like, they've shown you that they're all competent enough managers. They play. You can laugh and do that, but they've all shown you to a degree with what they've got, they can play progressive, attractive football, and they're overachieving for the clubs that they're at. Why are you giving it to a Don who hasn't shown you anything? Just giving you good vibes that you should play for the club. That would be like Ranch, Saeed. there's like a job in actual head media, like the mainstream media, and they're saying, oh, you're in competition with some guy that's come up with TikTok. You guys have put 10 years plus into your craft, and someone's comparing you to a TikTok guy who's blown up on TikTok for a high paying job. Come on, that's ridiculous. If anyone doesn't actually deep this year, this is actually ridiculous. This is why I said the whole Carrick thing needs to take a touch.
Why though? Why is it like such a mad thing to think Michael Carrick shouldn't get the job? Like I've noticed with people that don't want Carrick to get a job, it's almost like no way he deserves that job. No way he should get it. Like why not though?
It's not even a that thing like, oh, I hate him or something. No, like you was.
I didn't see him.
No, you was a good player for my club, but I just think there's more qualified people for this role. Like I don't see the point of because we've had decent results with him or we've won underneath him, it then translates into he gets the job. Like if you actually look at it, since he's been in charge, since the Arsenal game, we have not played attractive football. If anything, like I said on many times, we've got lucky to actually get results. And a lot of our attacking players that we've that were shooting before he came in are starting to regress. And Bumo's been meaty. Ahmad's been meaty. The only people that have actually flourished under him is surprise, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, and obviously maybe Cunha. You could put in Cunha there, and obviously Sesko coming off the bench. But the main people have been Casemiro, Bruno, and Maguire.
Kobbie as well, and Kobbie.
Yeah.
And Kobbie as well.
I was gonna leave this on to later on the show. Yeah, let him get his new contract. No worries at all. You say flourishing, brother. This guy disappears into games. No one says he doesn't have good moments of here, this, and that. Yeah, but like, bro, you're making it seem like we played Leeds. You want to do this, Saeed? We played Leeds. What was our midfield looking like against Leeds?
Yeah, but it was him that was.
No. I don't want to hear.
He didn't play against Leeds. He didn't play against Leeds.
Sorry, what was the last game? What was the last game we just played?
Brentford.
What was?
I don't think it was down to the midfield.
But that wasn't down to him and Casemiro though.
No, it was down to the fullbacks. The fullbacks were getting cooked.
If we look at the last 5 games that this guy actually started, yeah, are you going to tell me that the midfield we controlled the game, everything was perfect?
Yeah, but that's
we haven't controlled the game, but we don't control games anyway. So I wouldn't put that on Kobbie.
Before Carrick came in, we was actually controlling it. Well, we had more possession anyway. We've had less possession since Carrick.
Yeah, but our possession was amongst the back 5 that the manager was playing at, bruv. When you look at where we did keep the ball, we was keeping the ball in our own half. That doesn't count to me.
So
I remember one time, one time when Martinez and I think it was Shaw, they had like 100 touches nearly, man. Against it was the Everton game. You know what I mean? So the centre backs were just playing it amongst themselves, man. So when you say possession by what? Are you keeping it at the back? Are you just keeping it for possession's sake? Do you have the intent to play forward?
I don't really care about possession. I don't really care about style of football.
I mean, you do though. You're just saying there we don't keep the ball.
No. I'm saying in general, me personally, because everyone talks about style of football. I don't really care about style of football because when I was under Fergie, I didn't watch style of football. We was set up as we was hard to beat. You make the other team have to actually deserve to want to play here, and then we just hit them on the counter using the flanks. We didn't really have tactics and stuff like this and this most of the time. I'm saying when Kobbie's in the team right now, because everyone talks about possession ball, dominating games, blah blah blah. I see him have a good maybe like 5 minutes or a good cameo of things. Then he just disappears into the game. And other midfielders on the opposing side have better impact on the team or on the match than he does. So that's why I'm going like, right, all of this raiding on about Kobbie. He ain't really showing me anything to be like, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know why the protection, you keep saying that it's crazy, but what has he done? Even against
what do you want him to do? That's the better question.
Would you rather have sold him then? Would you rather him run down his contract now? What would you want then?
Do you know why I said we should have sold him?
Sold?
Because he was doing the same BS that Garnacho was doing, but because he's a brother and he comes from the actual youth, and we didn't buy when he was 15. People want to make it. What was that, Safi?
What do you do? What did Mainoo do? That's
weren't getting played. His brother turned up to the stadium wearing the free Kobbie Mainoo t-shirt.
His brother did it, but what did he do?
Wait, Staffy, you asked me. My guy's putting up Instagram about referencing movies about a teacher not being favoured of these students. Indirect. No. This is what I don't like here. I have the same energy for every single player that plays for this club. People have their favourites. If you want to have your favourites and do all of that stuff,
favourites.
That's fine. but just be honest about it. Because if it was Garnacho doing the exact same thing, just like how Jack Grealish has been pictured in somewhere in Manchester, drunk out his arse, and everyone's going, oh, he's had a tough time, he's recovering. We all know for a fact if that was Paul Pogba or somebody else at Manchester United, yeah, we wouldn't hear the end of it. So this is what you guys are doing as well with this Kobbie thing. I don't have any agenda against Kobbie. I think he's a talented player, blah, blah, blah. But I also think you guys are doing a bit too much glazing for somebody who's been bang average this season.
But why? What do you mean? What do you mean by glazing? Like, I don't understand. Like, what?
Okay, not necessarily glazing, but I feel like you don't make exceptions because now he's on 150k a week. Yeah, before
no, he's not, man. Again, 35. This is what I'm saying. Look at it. This is how I know you got an agenda. He is not on 150k. Okay, where did you hear that from? Where did you hear that from?
Okay, roughly he's on 120, 150.
He's not. That's what I'm saying. You need to stick to facts, bro. He's not on 150.
Sorry, educate me. Sorry, what's he on?
135.
135.
Okay, cool. So that's a massive jump from 120.
That's not a massive jump, though.
Cool. No worries. Wait. He's on 135k a week. Before that, I think he was on like 20 grand a week. Or
20 grand a week. Yes.
So he was on a dead contract in it. My guy was asking for 120k a week here when he just come up from injury and he had been being meaty. He wasn't doing anything. Was not doing anything. My guy was demanding 120k a week. You've had a couple good results. I'm not gonna say performances. You've had a couple good results, yeah. That translates into 135k a week at United. Okay, cool. If we really want to do that, is he better than Anderson? Is he better than Wharton?
No, for me, you know what it is, yeah. Hold on. First of all, let's just stop comparing the players to the other players. First of all,
because you guys do this.
No. Hold on a minute. Everyone else, hold on a minute. Do you think Wharton is Anderson's worth 120 million? What is being quoted right now?
No, I don't know.
So what's the difference between him and Mainoo right now?
I don't think Kobbie's worth 100 million either. But the difference is that Wharton and Anderson, these guys have shown it for a whole season. They've shown you
what club, brother. Kobbie's given us more than a season's worth of performances since he's broken through. That's disingenuous.
Wharton and Anderson can't control what clubs that they play for. They can only control their performances, and they're showing the
neither can Kobbie.
It's not the same pressure.
Kobbie can't control what club he plays for either, because you could argue if he played at a club like that and he was playing week in, week out, and he didn't have an idiot manager like Ruben Amorim before, we would have seen more from him. I don't think that it's his fault that we haven't seen the best of him, because I would argue that even right now, he's sacrificing himself for the club because he's playing in a position that is not his best position, but he's adapting, bro. He's playing behind Casemiro, bro.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's doing it well.
And he's 20 years old, by the way. He's 20 years old, learning roles. And let's be honest, he's been playing senior football for under 3 years. One of them was a complete waste under Ruben Amorim, where he learned nothing, because there's nothing we learned under Ruben Amorim, because we don't implement anything we learned from him into this team.
So, Staffy, what's he doing now? Because this is why I said I don't see him as a young player. I don't see him as a young player anymore. He's almost had 3 years under his belt in senior football. Yeah.
We just told you it's not 3 years though. It's 2 years. You get me? Because 1 year he was out of the game for Ruben Amorim.
I said it's coming up to 3 years of senior football. It's coming up to 3 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so let me say this: the first year he spent a lot of it injured. I remember that first year because the day he got injured, I was actually at that game when he got injured in preseason. So he debuted late in the season. He debuted late in the season. He came in. He played very well. I swear that was that the season we won the FA Cup. No, actually, that was the season before. The season after, he had a very good breakout season, and that's when we won the FA Cup. Scored in the final. We all remember that season. Then last year was pretty much a waste under Ruben Amorim, and almost the first half of this season. So he's had an inconsistent first 3 years. Say that again?
Did he have injuries last season as well, Staffy?
I honestly don't remember. I do think he got injured for like a good month and a half, if you guys can remind me. But it's an inconsistent first 3 years in terms of availability and playing under at least a stable manager. At 20 years old, I mean, he debuted at 18. You don't want to have 3 different managers with 3 different styles in the first 3 years. Yet every time he steps on the pitch, the guy plays like he's beyond his age. He plays like he's 25, 26, 27. I think when we look at him, and let's be honest, no one really knew his best role in the midfield since he debuted. We sat here, some of us said he's a 10, some of us said he's an 8, some of us said he's a 6.
I don't think that's true.
No, but would you agree that we couldn't all unanimously just agree on what is his best position? We all had our different thoughts, right?
No,
I think he's
I think the consensus was that he was. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Sorry, stuff you got on.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, whatever you said was different than what Saeed said. It was different. I was here when we had these debates and we were trying to talk about, is he better higher up the pitch or better deeper in the pitch? Is he better in the 8? Is he better in the 10? When we played the 2 stupid 10s that we were doing on the MRM, we've had these debates. The chat remembers. We all remember here. My point is that for a player at his age, especially in the midfield, we are all aware that usually young players, especially midfielders, they mature later in their career. That's why you see a lot of young guys come in. They debut as right backs. They debut as wingers. They don't really play them in the midfield. Like center backs and midfielders, you always notice that they debut a little bit more on the wing or in fullbacks because they wait for them to get the experience to control the midfield first, because these are the 2 toughest positions to play, the midfield and the center backs, because you're in the middle of the pitch. There's no touchline to save you. The guy's been learning a role under Carrick, which I didn't see him do under Ten Hag, and it's not even, we can't compare it to anything he did under Emma because he didn't play. To his progression and for the contract that we put him on, I look at him and I'm happy where he's at. He's not on too much money. As I said, for the talent that he has and for the role that he's learning in the midfield to play in the future for Manchester United, I think he's been doing well. We probably wouldn't have said a year ago that we expect him to play in the 6 in a team that Casemiro exists in. The fact that he's playing behind Casemiro is kind of making up for the shit that we used to complain about. We don't have someone who picks up the ball off the back line, progresses the ball, all that stuff. So for his own development, for all the context that I just added, how can you not be okay with it? How can you not be happy with it? I feel like at some point, fans are actually not at some point. I think that the reality or the expectations that some fans have for him is that if he doesn't step on the pitch and he gets like 3 assists or 4 assists like Pogba did in that one game against Leeds, we're all calling him overrated. Yeah, the guy does his job every game for a midfielder, and for his role, he does it very well every game. So again, what is there for us not to be pleased about?
I think the anomaly of Pogba, the 3 assists, no one's expecting him to do 3 assists. And for starters,
obviously is exaggerated.
When he did burst onto the scene, he started off as an 8, if I remember correctly. The only reason why that discussion came in about can he play as a 10 was because when Amrin was utilising him as the second midfielder next to Casemiro, he realised that this guy is not good at covering ground, so he put him further up the pitch.
No one can be covering ground, to be fair.
No. He put him up further up the pitch, and then I think he had a good performance there as the 10. He played an assist, he scored a goal, and in the following game, he got put back in the previous position. Everyone was like, "Oh, why did he put him there? He should have kept him as a 10." Blah blah blah. I think his natural position is an 8. I think he's good at receiving the ball on the turn. I think he's good at progressing the ball forward as well, and he seems to be good under pressure in tight and close spaces. But in terms of getting around the pitch, no one can tell me otherwise. What, my eyes are not blind. He has not got.
We've seen that though. We've seen it against Brentford.
No.
Yeah?
So
you just proved my point, Estrella.
So Casemiro is a 6. Yeah, Casemiro's job is supposed to be what Mainoo's essentially doing for him. He's not doing it because he doesn't have the legs.
That's not true.
No. Casemiro.
That's not true, Estrella. Because before we signed Casemiro, he wasn't doing that for Real Madrid. On the build-up, he was higher up the pitch. When we brought him in, we started using him as a 6 in the build-up, which is why people like me wanted him gone, because I said, if we're going to use him that way, you might as well sell him and get me someone who can do the build-up. Now that Carrick is actually going against what you said, and you just proved my point, thank you. I said we all disagreed on what his best position is. You just said he's at 8, and the managers use him as a 6. So you just proved my point that we didn't know what his best role is. Yet this manager, every time the way he used him, we've lost 1 game with him as a starter. Remember that one game a month ago where Ugarte had to play because he got injured, and we all said, yeah, we're cooked at it. What was the game we just lost? Was it Leeds or something? And we saw the drop-off between having Mainoo playing next to Casemiro and what's his name, and Bruno, and the minute you put Ugarte there. So as much as you might not think Mainoo's that amazing, you saw the importance of him being in the lineup or not. That's my one game.
So what I got to do with that is this year. One is the Ugarte thing, and I want everyone else to chime in because I feel like me and him are talking too much in it. With the Ugarte thing, I think confidence is already low, and 2, he hasn't played football in a very long time. Just like Malacia came on off the bench to play like 2 minutes, and they done him in and they scored a goal from his flank.
There's a reason,
That doesn't mean the guy is shit, because he could probably still play for other Premier League teams at the bottom, but he's not football fit. He hasn't played football in a very long time, and when your confidence is dead as a football player, no one can tell you otherwise. You ain't going to be playing your best games. So that is not a very good comparison about Ugarte coming into the team and we look way worse. We was going to look naturally worse anyway. Secondly,
they played so much football under Amrin. What are you talking about?
Under Amrin, he hasn't played football since Carrick's been in charge.
Yeah, there's a reason, because Carrick actually knows he has an eye for midfielders.
Not really, Carrick.
He knew this guy was garbage.
Carrick has a preference of what he wants to do, and that's completely fine. I'm not arguing there, because if you want to say, oh, Kobbie looks better, I would say Mbeumo and Diallo look worse since he's come in. So that argument goes both ways. I just want to end the point on saying that I know for a fact Mainoo is not a 6. Just because someone does a job there doesn't mean that's their position.
No, correct. I don't think anyone thinks he's a 6.
No one is.
And I don't think he's a 10 either. He's an 8. He's
an 8. Yeah,
he's an 8. Nobody needs to misprofile him. He's an 8. Yeah, and the whole thing of Casemiro, if you brought in, and this is why I said after he had his breakout season, and all of you were saying, oh yeah, we're calm, we don't really need a midfielder. I said he should be in and around the first team, but shouldn't be starting for United. Saeed, I know you remember me saying that. And this is what I'm saying again. Yes, you're on 135k a week. Yes, you're big part player or part of the squad or whatever. Again, I don't think he should be starting. I think there should be somebody else who's ready to just come in and start or compete with him in that position. I don't think he should be.
Yeah, but the thing is,
take the position like that.
He's one of our better performing players right now. Yeah, let season happen. You feel me? Whoever starts next season, it's down to the coach. It's down to the competition. But so I think how are you going to catch up with teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City? Yeah, if you're just good with what you've got. It's not about one player though. This is about one player.
Right, this is what I was saying to you before, yeah, with the centre back situation as well. And you were like, oh, Maguire's a bench player, blah blah blah. That's cool that we can see that you can do a job for us, but doing a job for us is not going to help us get to levels that we need to get to quicker. Getting players that are ready right now is what we need, and that's why I'm saying things like giving Mainoo that contract. Does that then impact our summer spending? Because that should have been announced ages ago.
Nope.
Nah,
it should have been ages.
No, it shouldn't at all. Bro. That should have been sorted out time ago. But what happened was, Mainoo didn't want to sign it because he wasn't getting game time with Ruben Amorim. So it makes sense for you to put it on hold and then wait and see your options, bro. So fair play to him. Listen, big up on his contract. Yeah. Listen, hold on a minute. We're gonna move on from this Mainoo discussion, but big up on Mainoo on his contract. You get me? He deserves it. You get me? And for me, he's a brilliant player. I don't know what Estrella's waffling. You get me? But he will show you and continue to show you why he's going to be a good player at Man United. So
yeah, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. But right now,
but he will. It's not about hopefully. He will do well. He will do well because he's a talented player,
and he has been doing well.
And has been doing well. So I don't understand what this is coming from, man. So big up to Mainoo. And big up on his long-term deal.
And by the way, just to correct something you said earlier, when you compared him to Garnacho went and paid Fabrizio Romano over the summer to hype up that whole Chelsea story that went on for months about, it's imminent. He doesn't want anyone but Chelsea. Literally held us to ransom because we couldn't get any money for him that we would have desired because it was basically public out there that he's only going to Chelsea. So to compare the situations, I'll be honest, is insane. Because Mainoo didn't do it.
Just to close it so we can move on to the next bit, yeah? No one can tell me otherwise. Hopefully, like I said, what Saeed said about Mainoo, good luck to the guy. Hopefully, he does improve because that would be better for United. But no one can tell me otherwise. What he did is any different from what Garnacho did.
I did. I just told you it was. And it's the truth.
Because that
he did not pay Fabrizio Romano to sell a story for 4 months. And he came out and said, you either sell me to Chelsea or I sit for 6 months. He didn't say that.
Regardless, even if he did or he didn't say that, yeah, the fact is your brother came to the stadium and wore a free Kobbie Mainoo shirt, yeah, and you knew
he's not guilty by association.
Exactly.
No, brother, if it was Garnacho's brother or somebody else here, you would have always said the same thing. Even the Instagram post with
that's not true. That's not true. We judged Garnacho for what he did. For when he went at Ruben Amorim in that Europa League final, when he said to the manager, either sell me or I'm going to sit on the bench for 6 months or whatever. I'm sorry, you cannot be guilty by association. If someone says something crazy this show right now, if I say, let's say I drop a crazy slur about some people, you guys are not guilty of an association just because you're on stream with me. So just because his brother wore a jersey saying, a shirt saying free Kobbie Mainoo, he's not guilty by association.
Right.
He was.
Right, because I watch your other content in it. I watch your YouTube channel where you talk on other subject matters in it, and birds that flock with a feather. I've seen some of the content. Do you agree with what you're saying?
Strel, if I say something crazy right now on stream, do you get held accountable?
I don't believe that because his brother wore the T-shirt that he's guilty, but at the same time, I don't believe that he didn't know that the T-shirt existed. I don't believe that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. Two things can be true. However,
that's fair.
One thing I can say is that he's never actively come out and shown the dissent that Garnacho's shown. And that was the difference. The whole time with Kobbie, everyone was praising the fact that he wasn't saying anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Garnacho was saying a whole lot. Do you know what I mean? And that was the difference between the two of them. And also the difference in quality between the two players is night and day as well, bro. Like you're seeing it. Chelsea are trying to get rid of Garnacho already. So I think Garnacho's attitude, I think the way he handled himself, and also the lack of quality that he actually possesses, but it became even more disrespectful because, like, bro, you're not even good. Do you know what I mean? So I understand why you're saying cool, like you think Kobbie could have handled it better, but I don't know how you handle it better in the sense that he didn't come out, didn't show no dissent. When we did play him, he just got on with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Garnacho's throwing shin pads and shit. Like it.
Garnacho didn't want to celebrate
if
that
Kobbie
one goal,
behaved
remember?
like Garnacho, I think the dialogue would have been there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it would have been from the mainstream media as well. Because as a black you can't behave like that. That's for damn sure.
Garnacho didn't want to celebrate a goal. You remember he wore the Rashford jersey amid the beef between the manager and Rashford. He was moving. He was doing crazy shit, bro.
I forgot that Rashford.
Yeah, he did some crazy shit.
Staffy, this is not the Garnacho defense stand, innit? My thing is,
somebody does.
I think it's incomparable.
That's I'm just saying, somebody done something and somebody else done something as well.
Brother, man knew Rashford was beefing the manager and wore the Rashford shirt.
Right. Just because what the other person did wasn't as bad as the first person doesn't make it any less justifiable. You lot all done bad stuff in it, and that's
but you said it's the same thing. That's it. You can't tell it's not the same thing. That's what you said.
Listen, Strella. Yeah, let's move on from Mainoo. Let's talk about Iraola. I'll start with you, Koopballer. Iraola, he's the alternative. Do you think people are ready for Iraola ball? Because I watched the Semenyo interview, and he was talking about, like, you got to run under Iraola. There's a lot of running involved, a lot of intensity. You get me? Like, they do play an attractive style of football at Bournemouth, but my worry is that you can never sometimes, and coaches have failed to translate that at Man United, because whether we like it or not, but there's always pressure at Man United, bro. Things change. You get me? Profiles. You don't get the same profiles as you do. And also, I always think, like, working with players that are not at the same ability that maybe at Man United or have maybe less of a profile, you get me? It's easier to drum it down to them players. Like, I'm not saying that these players shouldn't be doing that, Koopballer, but I always think, like, it's easier to plan with a Bournemouth than if you go to Man United and there's pressure involved with that. Because we've seen it. Ten Hag folded. Amrin couldn't adjust. He couldn't, he was stubborn. You see what I'm trying to say, bro?
Yeah. To be honest, I think with Iraola, again, when it comes to, I remember not this season, but last season, the two best games I watched in the Prem last season was Bournemouth away at Stamford Bridge and Bournemouth away at St. James's Park when Clivert scored the hat-trick. And just the way Bournemouth played, I was like, wow. But one thing I know that he does and he's really good at is, like you mentioned, he allows he makes sure his team outruns most of the opposition that they come against, which gives them a higher chance in those games, of course. And obviously, they don't have the same quality as, the top of the league. But again, people said if they did, they'd probably be getting more points. So I think when he's been linked to like Manchester United, they're probably thinking, yeah, if he has a bit of the quality, then he could probably translate that into, into victories and into winning. The difference is what they don't add is the pressure that you mentioned. And I think when it comes to the pressure thing, that's like, you can't, this is another thing. When you are a manager of those teams, bro, you can lose 2-3 games. The media doesn't even talk about it, bro. And I feel like when you're a player in that team, you don't feel the pressure as much because you just go into training, everything's fine, you just lost, but boom, next week it's all right, we'll pick up again. So you don't really lose your confidence. But when you're at Manchester United, bro, you get a draw You know what I mean? Like, how many draws did he accumulate? I don't even know. You get a draw,
Bro,
you get a loss
16.
here.
They could have the record draws in the Premier League still. I think that's 16 or 17, which is
mad. That's crazy to me. So imagine that, or 1 loss, 2 losses at Manchester United, bro. Carrick got his first loss, and look at the pressure, the way people were talking. So, bro, you come in as a new manager, all this contract, and then you start the season, and then you start losing maybe 1, 2 out of 5 or something. Bro, that pressure just translates onto the players. It becomes a different story altogether. That's why you see with Ten Hag, when he came and we got battered at Brentford. Bro, that was heavy, bro. Like, that was like it was the end of the world for Manchester United. Yeah. The way Brentford beat us. So it's not easy to turn them things around. And that's why even when you look at the top managers that manage top clubs, you know what I mean? Like the Contes, the Mourinhos, when they've come to the Prem, they lost a few, but then they accumulated a lot of wins, which took off the pressure off them and the players as well. So that's something that they have to consider as well, because when you're at Man United, and another thing is, this is not even being biased, bro, but when it's Man United, bro, everything is magnified, bro. Every little thing. And that's something people don't take into consideration as a manager. Like, just psychologically, it's a different kettle of fish, man. So is he ready? I don't know. I don't know about that, man. But in terms of obviously the football style and all that kind of stuff, yeah, man, that you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, that will be exciting. But remember, we're going to concede a lot of goals and chances as well. So you have to be ready for both. You have to be ready for both. And another thing is, before I finish, the profile of players with this kind of manager is so key, bro. Like, you need exactly the profile of players that can do that high press. You need that. You can't press. If you don't have those players that can play. Look at their midfielders, bro. They're relentless, bro. They run all game. Adams running, bro. They'll outrun you. They won't get tired. They'll do it for 90 minutes. So United need those kind of profiles if it's even going to work for him. Because if you have certain kind of profiles, it's literally not going to work. And then they're going to say, oh, the manager's not good enough. But they have to be really serious as well. If they're going to do that, then the recruitment has to be spot on.
It's a good point, you know, man. You know what I mean? In terms of like his style, man, like cannot work at Man United. You feel me? Whereas I think with Carrick, it's more man management rather than tactical element. Even though I do think tactically he did change it against Brentford. You know what I'm saying? So he can do that. He can adapt. But I always think for me, like right now, we had a so-called tactician in Ruben Amorim fail. They told us he was the best. He was the best thing. We that's what we got told, right? We got told, yo, he's the next best thing in football, and he is going to be up there with one of the best. But he proven that he couldn't do the basics, and sometimes the basics are better than all of this jazz where, you know, you push forward here, you do this, you do that, and it's like, you know what I mean? You've got to have that balance for me. I do like his football. I do like the fact that he lost so many players, and he's continued to adapt. He's continued to play style of football. But then, like you said there, Baller, like, you know, he went 11 games without a win. You know what I mean? He started off very slow. And luckily, the grace of Bournemouth allowed him to continue. You know what I mean? Do you get that time at Man United? Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things where I'm like, yo, are we ready for that? Or are we ready to win? You feel me? Like, you want to win games, but then you want style, but then you might not win games. But you say, you know what, guys? It was good football. You remember that time we played good football, but we didn't win? You know what I mean? Do you want them? Because, you know what I mean? That's why Van Gaal ultimately left the job, because it was good football, I think, for me, like in terms of the way we were building out. But we weren't winning games. There was a lot of draws in there, you know? So
the reason why I thought there was a lot of draws under certain man is because, again, he's gone in it, so he's not important. I'm not being defensive of him in it.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, there's players in that group of players that he's trying to train that have gone through different regimes, different football ethos. Yeah. And then you've got another one. It's like having a new teacher. You just like you're like the old one. It's hard to get your points across. Me personally, I'm not saying I would have given him more time, but it's like I don't feel like he was properly backed in it. We can have this argument or whatever, blah blah blah. I don't think he was properly backed. And I've said this as well, and this is why I said I agree with Rant on this. Yeah, is give the job to Carrick if the hierarchy want their own vision for the club. If they want to go for a manager like Iraola, a competent person, yeah, who's got a specific style of play and stuff, and you're not going to financially back him or aid him, leave that man alone. Because he'll come into the job And then when he fails, everyone will call him a meaty manager, and he's not a meaty manager. I think I already said this. Iraola is a better manager right now than Carrick is because his CV, his football can show you that. Yeah.
But no, hold on. CV. What CV are you talking?
Okay, cool. What clubs has Iraola managed?
He definitely has more credentials. You're right.
Huh?
I said he definitely has more credentials. You're right.
And that's what I'm gonna say is what jobs has Carrick had?
He's at Middlesbrough, and
what did he do with Middlesbrough?
He got them to semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. He got them to a playoff final, I believe, as well. And he
was on top of Championship for how long, and then he got them to what?
I don't know about that one, but he did lose Rodgers. He was what key player. He lost Trooper Apcom. He lost Tavernier that went to Bournemouth. So he did lose a lot of crucial players.
Trooper Apcom went when he went to
and he was a top goal scorer, bro.
Yeah, he was a top goal scorer that season, but I can't lie, he done wonders with Tuba, but it wasn't like Tuba was shooting before he went to Middlesbrough. He rejuvenated his career when he was at but
he still lose a top striker.
But I'm just asking,
if you can get a top striker in the Championship, that scores you goals, bro. You've seen it, bro. It's invaluable, bro. It's invaluable to have a striker in the Championship that knows how to put the ball in the back of the net.
Most of the time when teams in the Championship get promoted, they usually have a striker that's scoring loads of goals. But you saw it with Ivan Toney. You see it you see it all the time.
Austin, Rodgers,
you see it with Vardy, all of these lot. You need goal scorers. You've seen it with Mitrovic at Fulham. You need a goal scorer.
Right, my thing, what I'm saying is though, as the credentials, because this argument that we're having I think is disrespectful, because it would be like somebody trying to compare you, man, to a TikToker. You, man, I've been watching you guys for over 10 years.
No, but it's not the same though. Carrick and Iraola, it's not a big jump though. I don't think there's a big difference between Carrick and Iraola. What?
I don't think we can say that Iraola's done enough for man to brush over what Carrick is currently doing. You know what my thing is? My thing is, if you're a Man United fan and you don't want Michael Carrick because you don't think that the football is entertaining or stuff, bro, you're allowed to believe that. You're allowed to believe that. But what I'm not gonna allow is man to try and downplay what he's done here since he's come here, because we were a team that couldn't win 2 games in a row, blood. I have to remind people that scrub, we won 3 games in a row, and this guy started wearing sunglasses to training. So I'm just letting man know, that where Ruben Amorim had us in it. My man was telling man in the media, yo, like if you doubted me, stay over there. After winning 3 games in a row at Man United, like he really had us in a relegation battle.
Yeah, so, and Rat, I understand that, but when he took over, we were 4 points from 4th. Let's stop talking about Ruben Amorim, because
Ruben was 4 points from 4th when he took over, and then the guy nearly got us relegated and lost the cup final to Spurs, who are now getting relegated. You get it?
You'll talk about the season before. I hear that. I don't want to.
No, so what I'm saying is, if you look at what Carrick's done, if you just look at what he's done, he's accumulated the most amount of points in the league since he's come in. So whether or not man think that he can do it long term, whether you think he can do it long term or not, that's completely fine. But let's not overlook what he has done. What he's actually done since he's come in, that is something that on his CV, that if he leaves at the end of the season and he comes in and he gets Man United Champions League football from where we were and how we were playing, that is worth as much as finishing fucking 12th with Bournemouth and drawing 15 games.
No, it's not, because
there's more pressure. There's no pressure at Bournemouth.
Rants, when you phrase it like that,
there's no pressure at Bournemouth, bro.
No, Rants, when you phrase it like that, everyone in the comments will be going mad, agreeing with you. I'm sure people at the panel will be agreeing with you, but like people negate to forget this. This guy's come into a club who was 4 points from 4th. That 4th position has been up all season. The other teams have been severely poor in comparison to previous seasons. And we're in one competition game a week. One game a week.
That's not his fault.
Wait, it's not about not it being his fault. And it's not like we're playing scintillating football. We're getting results, and some of the results are lucky. No one's saying results are results. No worries at all.
Brother, Bournemouth play one game a week every season.
You want to go into next season with a manager who's been here for almost 5 months, 4 months, or whatever you want to say. You want to say tactically change it against Brentford. My guy went defensive and was like, I'm trying to hold on to this 2-1, and then he made it on tops for us. Me personally, I already said this. I don't care if he gets the job. If you give him the job, I know what the club is on.
By the way, you're lying, by the way, because I'm sure when Carrick came in the job, he was 11 points behind Aston Villa, and he was 11 points and 10 points behind Chelsea. Yeah, so you can already understand the gap. I'm not going to put Liverpool in this because Liverpool
Aston Villa had an injury. Aston Villa had an injury crisis.
Spurs are having an injury crisis and they're about to get relegated, bro. We can't talk about that. What I would say is,
no. Spurs are Spurs. Let's be serious now, yeah. For the last 5 years, if we're talking about top four, we're talking about Newcastle, you're talking about Arsenal, Tottenham.
You're right, but Spurs still have more than 11 players injured. So
no problem at all. But if you're talking about the last 5 years for people that are competing for top four spaces, they're not really in there. You've been talking about Villa or Newcastle that are emerging.
But they shouldn't be in a relegation battle.
Then you have the traditional top four. Please don't come and try and tell me that, Ross, Carrick's doing some amazing crap. The normal top four
bruv, you can only compare him to what he inherited, bro. And you see, when you're talking about Iraola, yeah, Bournemouth play 1 game a week every season, so we've got no proof that he can manage a team that's playing every 3 days. We got no proof of that either.
Is this the only team that he's managed?
Yeah, he managed like Vallecano, bro. Like he didn't manage no top team. So like, we gotta be careful what we're saying.
There's no pressure on him. There's more pressure as interim Man United manager than there is of Bournemouth or Vallecano manager. Yeah. Bournemouth man turn up to training every week. No one gives a fuck if they win, lose, or draw on the weekend apart from their fans. No disrespect to Bournemouth, all 5,000 of their fans.
Is this the first time you've seen an interim manager at United win over 5 consecutive games in a row and get good positive results?
No, but this is the lazy thing again, because we always want to compare him to Ole.
Win percentage or something fucked like that. It might be more.
Let's not do the Ole thing. It's very...
Ole didn't get top 4 in this interim period.
This Carrick defense needs to be studied because everyone does...
It's not defense, it's the facts. You're not understanding the facts.
You know why?
What you're doing is you're putting that. You know what it is with Australia. What he's doing is clever. I'm telling you, Michael Carrick has got Man United to 3rd. And what you do is, you then say, well, he's only 3rd because the rest of them fell off. And it's like, it seems to me that you've got an agenda rather than us being so defensive, Michael Carrick. We're just telling you the facts. We're telling you, put some respect
the Carrick agenda, or the don't give the job, the Carrick agenda is actually a lot stronger than the Carrick Defense League, because the Carrick Defense League is mostly very rational. A lot of people who defend Carrick don't say he's nailed on for the job in the summer, but they do say, you know what, he's actually done enough to be considered for the job. The problem that Carrick suffers from, and I've said this before on Mandem Talk, I'm going to say it again, that he's too close to home, is because we know who he is. He was associated with Ole. He played for the club. We have this fear that we're doing it based on nepotism, which it really isn't. If you're being honest with his accomplishments of this year, and yes, I'm using accomplishments because it's not all about trophies, the man in 16 games actually has done better than Ruben Amorim, who managed 20 games. I haven't even seen Carrick match 20 games yet. So he's actually done more. And hold on, Estrella, I'm just, because you guys spoke about this earlier, so I'm giving you more facts here. In 16 games, he's actually got more points than Ruben Amorim under 20. He's actually matched what Ruben Amorim did under 20 a few games ago. Like it was like 13 games. So he's already smashed that number, okay? When we were talking about positioning, just to make it correct here, we were tied on points with Chelsea. I believe now we're 12 points off Chelsea. We were about 17 points of Arsenal. It's not that we're going to win the league, but we're only 12 of Arsenal now. So the gap between the teams ahead of us and the teams that were leveled with us is incomparable right now. So in the context of what he's done since he came in, the guy did an exceptional job. Now, here's why I have an issue. I don't have a problem with you, Estrella, saying that I might want to give the job to someone who has more credentials than Carrick. I think you're very reasonable for saying that. But the facts are, if we hired a manager, you know how like Spurs got in, what's his name, the Italian guy? The Serb, what's his name? The Tudor, because he's not from the league. If we got someone like him from the Italian league, the Spanish league, whatever, and he did what he was doing right now, we would all be sitting here saying, give him the job in the summer. You know why? Because it sounds different. It sounds exotic. It sounds exciting. A Spanish manager, a Serb manager, an Italian manager, they did all that. But because he's an English manager that played for a club and was associated with Ole in that first stint, we're automatically ruling him out. And I don't think that's a fair way to judge it. Again, you're right to think you want better candidates, and I don't think you're wrong for that. He's not even my number 1 candidate, so I agree with you. But we need to stop writing him off because he's Michael Carrick and not some random name from Spain.
Daffy, let me
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let me quickly respond to this. This is what I was gonna say before you even finished. If I say anything about the previous regime in terms of Ruben Amorim, yeah, it always gets people go down a different avenue for what I want to say.
Let's stick to Iraola. Let's just stick to Iraola.
Because when people can do this comparison about Carrick, there's so many mitigation reasons for Ruben. Yeah, let's not bring that up. But if we're talking about Iraola and Carrick, my thing is, like I said this already, you inherited a better squad from what the previous person inherited. Yes, to no fault of your own, because I think that was under Fletcher. To no fault of your own, we were out of every single competition other than the Premier League. So you have one game a week.
Shola, I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry, I really don't want to interrupt again, but that Bournemouth team beat us like 3-0 3 years in a row. So we got to be very careful with the language that we use. Because when we say inherit a better squad, we weren't beating that squad. We were holding belt to ass at Old Trafford 3-0 2 years in a row by this team. So yes, on the paper, yeah, sure, our team was better. But a few months ago, we were talking about this team maybe 15th was the reality. There was some people convinced by that. So let's not
when I say inherit the better squad, I'm not even talking about like players individually. I just mean in general, because the previous season we
on
was
paper, I agree, yes.
Yeah, and then obviously we was 4 points away from fourth, and I think before Carrick came in permanently, every other week, if we had won this game and not drawn, we would have gone fourth, but we didn't, and it was always up for grabs. When I say
we went like 3 or 4 Monday nights in a row where if we won, we would have went into the top 4, and every time that happened, we fumbled it because of Amorim. Yeah, it was literally his fault.
If you want to say that, I'm not going to keep talking about that manager because there's bare other stuff that we don't need to talk about in it. That's fine in it. My thing is with Carrick is this in it. No one's saying that he's not up for consideration. If anything, I would say they've given it to him already. If you look on mainstream platforms, if you look at Talk Crap, if you look at Rio Ferdinand Vibe with 5, all his guests, if you even talk about the only people that are not backing him is Scholes and Neville. Everyone else.
I was about to say they didn't back him.
Yeah, they're against him. They got some. Else,
and Roy Keane.
Roy Keane as well. Yeah,
everyone else
have got some weird jealousy towards Carrick. It's kind of mad. I don't know what it is here, but they've got some weird jealousy towards him, bro, because it's like they don't understand and comprehend that the job could go to him. Like they're failing.
He's just a weird energy, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
because like there was so much nepotism towards Ole, and we hated that. Remember, we used to say like, bro, you should be able to come out and criticize Ole even if you played with him. It doesn't make you a bad teammate or former teammate or friend or whatever. But the fact that they're doing it with Carrick, I think Carrick is suffering from crimes that he didn't commit. We just have so much trauma and PTSD from what Ole did, and unfortunately, he's the one that paying it for it. And I don't think that's fair for him.
Sorry. This is where you're gonna lose me, innit? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And before I start, I want to say, if me and you went in a car and I done an action and we were both guilty, but you got away, you was in that car with me. So anyone that sees you is gonna see you by association that you was doing that bad thing with me. When Ole was here, he was the head coach. All of this stuff about he wasn't the manager. You was here, bro. No, and this thing about United being a big club, yeah, I don't know any other big club because everyone's gonna say Real Madrid now, but somebody that fails, yeah, you don't go back and try and recruit somebody that was part of that failure. You go for brand new. Only at United do we do this stuff. It's only at United do this. Only at United do we go back to failures. Only at United do we reward average players and give them big salaries. Only at United do we keep giving players that.
But that was in the past, though. That was in the past, to be fair, though, in terms of the salaries, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same anymore.
Only players that have been injured and bang average that we know that they're not good, they're not going to exceed us to the next level. Do we keep at this club? We're still doing that.
You're somewhat right. I do agree with you. Like we do have that history where we reward failure. I mean, it's easy to look at Luke Shaw. Look at some of these players.
Mason Mount will still be multiple times in this still be here next season.
Correct. I agree with you. You're not wrong.
Ronaldo's coming back. Like, bro, what are we doing?
No, you're not wrong.
He ain't coming back.
I do think you're. Okay. I do think you're right there.
Harry Maguire's not getting a new contract, is he, Saeed? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mind that. I said
that to you almost a year ago, and I still got the chats with me, you, and Nurul, and you was like, "Nah, he's not. Nah, he's not."
No, because at one point West Ham were looking to buy him, and
this was after West. No.
Nah. Because the West Ham one was a while ago. That was a while ago.
Yeah, this was after West Ham. This was after West Ham because remember we didn't want to pay the difference in his contract and then he stayed. I was telling him
I don't mind him staying.
I can't lie.
Going back to the Carrick situation, yeah. Because I want to, guys, let's just stick to the topic as well. going back to the Carrick situation, yeah, I feel like for me, I don't think we should judge him on his time with Ollie because at the end of the day, it was Ollie's tenure as manager. He had the spotlight. Carrick never had the spotlight. So as a man, you act differently anyway, and you can think for yourself as well.
I agree.
And you have a different team around you that's better than what he had as well. So if, say, for example, he might think, I want to play this way. He's got Steve Holland say, you know what? I don't think he should do this, I think we should go this way. So he's got better advice around him anyway.
And I can give you a perfect example that, by the way, happened. Zidane was the assistant manager to Carlo when he got sacked the first stint. They sacked him. They gave the job to Zidane. He wanted a 3P. Now, I'm not necessarily saying Carrick will do that, but imagine if Real Madrid had the mentality that you have, Estrella, where it's like, he failed with the other manager, then he must go because he failed.
It's not the
He
same.
would have never won the 3P.
Staffy, it's not the same. Who did Real Madrid sack and then hire? Repeat what you just said.
I said they sacked Carlo.
Zidane
was
Carlo who?
What do you mean, Carlo?
Ancelotti, bro. Cool. A world-renowned manager. We hired somebody who had been... Oli had only managed somebody in Championship and failed with them, and he only got the job on the back of being a legend for the club. So it's not like,
who was Zidane managing?
They both got the job.
He was literally managing Castilla. The second
Yeah, Real Madrid Castilla.
So he didn't even manage
Exactly.
a
So
first
he didn't
team.
even have a ZV.
No, do you know what the comparison what I'm trying to make is they actually had a manager in place, yeah? The fact that they gave it to Zidane was obviously an emergency type of thing, do you get it? I'm saying, when we was looking for an interim manager, they gave it to Oli. The only reason why they gave it to Oli is because he used to play for the club. And obviously, my man done bring my friends along.
Obviously, Estrella, the context is different. You're not wrong. I'm not making 100% of a direct comparison. I'm just trying to show you that your logic of you can't give someone a job because he was a part of another group or institution that failed. It kind of like it's kind of not fair.
I did say, if you rewind this, I said before I say what I'm going to say, people will talk about Real Madrid. I said, don't use Real Madrid.
No, but I'm just using a similar example where an assistant eventually became the gaffer and he did better than the gaffer. Now, obviously, the standard of not winning the Champions League, then winning the Champions League is not the same thing as only, I guess, finishing second in the league, then getting sacked for, I don't know, whatever. It's obviously just context, and everyone here understands, like, what's understood does not need to be said. I'm just saying, if we're just going to go by logic of assistant managers who were a part of a team that got sacked, can't get future jobs at the club, you miss out on the likes of Zidane. Like, it's just a reality of what happened.
No, I don't really think so, because like I said, if I remember correctly, he had a prime Ronaldo, Benzema. Bro, what are we doing here?
And they didn't win with Carlo.
Yeah,
they sacked him.
And you know what it is? Sometimes it's like, at work, sometimes I could be repeating the exact same thing my colleague is saying, but they just want to hear it out of a different mouth or a different mouthpiece. With Zidane, he probably could demand that respect because of the type of player that he was, the aura, whatever you want to say, and it was easy. It was easier digestible for those players at those times.
See, now we're gonna just revise history and say, maybe he just didn't even do the same. He did the same tactics, but maybe you're now insinuating that they played for Zidane and they didn't want to play for Carlo. That's not what we're trying to talk about here.
No. I'm not having the discussion with you of who's a better manager, Zidane or Carlo, because I said I don't want to use that argument anyway. I'm talking about for United and United only. I hate when people do this comparison with big clubs, because big clubs would never do the stuff that United do.
I could give you another one. I could give you another one.
But yet you guys will compare us to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or etc.
We should.
Real Madrid have Arbeloa as the manager now.
Yep.
They're gonna sack him because why? He didn't win.
He's a caretaker, to be fair, and he's actually underachieving Xabi Alonso, which is not what Carrick is doing.
And Rance, again, you're proving my point. Did Real Madrid not won the league or won Champions League in the last 3 years?
Arbeloa is not doing as good as Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, he's doing better than the previous manager,
what
bro.
you're saying.
If he was, it's a different conversation. They're talking about bringing Mourinho back, who's been washed for a minute, bro. So that's telling you that Arbeloa is underachieving.
That's why I said, this is why I said don't use Real Madrid. Clearly, this is why I said don't use Real Madrid as a comparison when I was saying my point before. And if you record this, if you record it live, you hear me saying this. My thing is this, in it with Carrick. Whether you give him the job or you don't, I've already said I think they're going to give him the job. If you give him the job, then I know what the path for the club.
I don't think it's set in stone that he gets the job.
No, I don't think it is as well. I think it will be. I think they'll. For me, I think what will happen is if he beats Liverpool this weekend, they may confirm the job and be like, you know what, we'll give it to you. But what I do think really and truly will happen is that at the end of the season, they're going to interview a couple of the Mandem. It could be Iraola. It could be Carrick, and it could be one more name. Maybe a Glasgow. I'm not sure.
So I think they're speaking to managers right now. I think there's World Cup managers like Nagelsmann that they spoke to, and they already know. Like, I'll be honest. I think if Carrick gets confirmed, it's because they already know they couldn't get like a Nagelsmann, and we already think we can get Enrique because he's going to renew his contract with PSG. If that's the case, I know United fans are going to be mad. But what did you expect the club to do? Because now we're going to sit here and we're going to be angry about what we couldn't get. But in reality, it wasn't attainable. Like, if Nagelsmann says, I'm not joining after Germany, what do you want us to do? Like, what would you actually want us to do here?
Staffy, how long has Carrick been in this position for?
I don't know. We hired in November, December? I forgot.
4 months, nearly 5 months.
4 or 5 months. Let's just say. 4
or 5 months, yeah. So for 4 or 5 months, this club has known they needed a manager. And not even for 4 or 5 months, they knew they needed a manager for quite a while. They stuck on the Ruben thing, I don't know, for whatever reason. They should have sacked him way on earlier than they actually did. Yeah. So this club that has known for a while you need a manager. Why are you waiting until the end of the bloody season?
I mean, you have to.
No, but you don't know that. You don't know that, Estrella. You don't know that. Exactly. We already know. I'll tell you what. We already know that Iraola is not going to be in a job, and we already know that Glasner is not going to be in the job, and we know that
Marco Silva isn't renewing at Fulham either. Yeah, all three of them are on the move for sure.
Yeah. Correct, and we know the World Cup managers that we're interested in. There's talks about Tuchel. There's talks about Nagelsmann. And we know after World Cups, usually managers leave because countries start a new 4-year project to get ready for the next World Cup. So we already probably know, even though the club doesn't talk about it because these guys are not contracted under us, we kind of know what managers are going to be available. I don't believe that we are waiting for the season to end. And I don't know when the season ends. Let's just use May 21st as an example. I don't think as soon as May 21st hits, they're going to start ringing the phone to all these managers. I think they already know right now which managers are attainable and they're not attainable. But again, my point is, if they go ahead and announce Carrick because none of the managers that they wanted and they spoke to for months were attainable, why would we be mad at that? Like, what else is the club meant to do? That's my question.
Exactly. I don't know what Estrella's kind of I don't know. Your expectations are very, very high. Like we're playing the season. Hold on a minute. Right now, they said they're gonna make a decision to the end of the season. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, bro. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Carrick's doing a job right now. Carrick could get the job. So I think it will be a disrespect to Carrick as well to not only the way he's doing right now. Man United are playing well. So imagine now we announce the guy's job. And then all of a sudden we have a dip in form or whatever happens, etc., etc. I don't think it'll be fair on Man United as a whole. And then the guys that we mentioned right now are all leaving. So why speak to them now when we know they're all leaving at the end of the season? Sort it out at the end of the season. Simple as that. It's just respectful to Carrick right now and the Man United team to not have any distraction. And as a result, imagine we had a distraction around the manager and whatnot. Maybe things could have been different. Because at the end of the day, we've seen it with Rangnick. Rangnick was a big example of why, we kind of never knew he was getting the job, or we kind of felt like, the players weren't respecting his time at Man United.
Yeah, because they knew he wasn't staying. And they come out and said that.
Staying. So imagine Carrick now.
But we knew he wasn't staying. We knew he wasn't staying, though.
No. Hold on a minute. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point, of Rangnick's time at Man United, is that I don't think there was enough clarity around his job. Whether he was staying as a... Hold on a minute. Let me land my point, man. Then you can land. There was a lot of noise around Rangnick at Man United. Who we getting? What's happening? Then Ten Hag interviews came around early April. So there was a whole circus around Man United now. So imagine now they do the same mistakes that John Murtough and them man did, at Man United. For me, right now, they see United champs in football. So I think it's better that we don't have distractions and we saw it in the season. Either way, we're going to know what the manager is at the end of the season because they're available. Iraola, Glasner, whoever that manager you want will be available at the end of the season. So I don't think we need to create this circus because it's worked in our benefit now. You want to change that because you have itchy feet and you want to know the manager right now. That's what you want.
Change what?
You want to know the manager right now. You're saying basically that why have we sorted everything out right now? Why isn't the manager being told right now? That's what you want, right?
It's not what I want. I just think that's what should have happened. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Put it this way, yeah. let's say end of the season comes now, because everyone in the comments, because I've got comments on thinks I'm being negative for a reason. Like I'm being negative. I'm choosing to be negative.
I don't think you're being negative. I think we're having a good convo.
I'm realistic. Thank you, Steph. My thing is, when it comes end of the season now, and in the first 1-2 weeks, they don't give it to Carrick, and they're still saying they're interviewing different managers. Then they eventually appoint a manager or appoint Carrick, who they originally were going to give it to anyway. When it comes to doing transfers now, what are you not going to say then? When we're not doing the business that we could have done from early, I think all of this stuff is
what business? What business? What business?
Can you expand that? Because I didn't understand.
Not the purchase. I don't really care about the purchases. It's the outgoings. I'm more concerned about outgoings.
That won't happen to the end of the season.
No. It's not.
End of the season? You mean end of the transfer window?
Yeah, like when it's transfer window, I want all the outgoings. There's certain players that I want out this club. Yeah. If you give me 4 or 5 players that come in, I don't really mind, innit? But I'm more concerned about the outgoings. And this is what this club do. They drag stuff out so they don't leave themselves enough time to do the business which they should have done. And by doing this manager is it going to be Carrick? Is it not? Are we interviewing? You're using more weeks to get forward until we start the next season. That's my thing.
Yeah, but we ain't going to know about outgoings until a club comes in and pays the money.
That's not true. You can kick players out. But
you can.
I knew Walker was leaving City. I knew De Bruyne was leaving City before the end of the season.
That's different, man. That's different. They were coming towards the end of their career. I think De Bruyne wasn't given a new contract as well.
Yeah, it was a contract situation.
Wasn't given a new contract. It's not the same, bro. The Maguire one I could give you. Maguire United gave a new contract. Luke Shaw still got 1 year left on his contract, so someone has to definitely come in for him. Mason Mount.
You can pay him to leave. I've seen it at Chelsea as well when they just
but listen,
people. What are we doing?
Can I be honest with you, Estrella? I think we talked about this before, me and you. I actually think we did a lot of outgoings over the last 2 summers, and I'm more concerned about the incomings than the outgoings. I think the fact that we weren't in Europe this season helped us get a lot of players, whether we agreed with all the sales or not. When you look at last summer, we actually had a lot more. It was an insane amount of outgoings compared to signings. We signed, I believe we only signed like 4 senior players in Mbumo, Sesko, Cunha, and Lamens. So it was actually one of our like slower windows, I should say, in terms of incomings. Now, the fact that we're going into multiple competitions next season, to me, I want to expand the squad. And I think there's a lot of players that play for us right now that I wouldn't mind as squad players if we make a lot of signings. And per what the club is rumored to do is that they're trying to sign about 6-7 players, which is something that I'm very happy with. You sign 6-7 players, let's just assume 3 or 4 of them are first team starters. You're talking about a healthy bench next season. Because as much as I don't like Mount and I think he's gone, if he's a squad player for me, I'm not really batting an eye. If you go and sign a left wing, if you go and sign a left back, we already spoke about Maguire. All these players, to me, if most of them are squad players and you sign more first teamers compared to how many games we have to play next season, I'm really not that upset about it. I think we need to focus on the incomings more than the outgoings. That's just my opinion.
100%. We need a lot of incomings, man. That's the main thing for me. Like, you see hold on a minute. You see the Champions League right now, man. Like, it just shows you, man. You need quality, man. And you know what I mean? A lot of PSG signings have come in the last 2 years, a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're looking at Dembele, you're looking at all these players, they've all come in the last 2-3 years, you know? So
Dembele's been there for a while.
No, I'm talking, sorry, Dembele.
Enrique's only been there for 2 years.
Yeah, he's only been there 2-3 years, man, Dembele.
No, just 2, yeah.
I thought he's been there for like 3-4 years now.
No.
Poch was there, remember? Poch was there for the Messi thing, him, Neymar, and Mbappe.
Yeah.
And then a year later, it was a year after the World Cup. So I believe Enrique came in 2023. So he managed 23, 24, 24, 25. And this is the 3rd year. So 3 years.
Yeah. So they've signed a lot of players. I think this summer, as much as outgoings is good and it's key, it's incomings, bro. Can we all agree United needs to sign around 6-7 players?
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, though. And I'm already saying,
hold on a minute.
I think we will, Australia.
Hold on a minute. This is what I'm saying. This is what Australia, man. You confuse me, bro. You all day you've been talking about.
It's okay. He's conservative side. He's allowed. He's allowed to be conservative.
He gets conservative. I'm letting you know, that Man United need to be doing this, and you're telling me Man United needs to be doing this about the manager. Man United to be giving this. I'm letting you know what needs to happen. You get me? I'm letting you know that if Man United want to compete next season in all fronts and not be embarrassed we need to be signing 6 players, bro. because I'm seeing the Champions League right now. Did you not say that last season?
Did you not say that last season?
No, we got in 4. We should have got another midfielder. That's where
no. At the end of last season, did we not all say we need 5 to 7 players in? And
to be fair, I said we should have had a whole squad overhaul.
Yeah,
I felt like a club like United should have had a black or white rule where like if you finish 15th. Literally, too many people need to lose their jobs just for the fact that you finish 15th. I feel like when you reach that level of a big club and you go that low, too many people need to be paying for their jobs.
The formation didn't allow us to buy 5 to 7 signings because if you look at it, Amrin, hold on a minute, Amrin, I don't want to go back to it, but Amrin played 2 in midfield. So therefore, not selling Bruno Fernandes meant he kept him and we only needed 2 midfielders. You had him and Casemiro. Alongside that, you would have had, obviously, Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo. So therefore, we didn't really want to sign a midfielder because we kept on to Bruno Fernandes. And then you had the back line kind of sorted. You had the wing-backs kind of sorted. So Man United then decided, you know what? All we need is a new front line, really, and a goalkeeper.
What do you mean we had the wing-backs kind of sorted?
It's in, like, you know, when you look at it right now, Ahmad was playing there. You had Dallo.
Ahmad only started playing there after he realised that Dallo wasn't good enough.
What are you talking about? Ahmad's been playing there since Amrin started, bro. What are we doing here? Ahmad started Amrin's first game at wing back. What are you talking about, bro? What's this guy talking about? Seriously, bro. What are you waffling about, bro? Andoni Iraola started wing back against.
So when Ruben Amrin came to this, this is what I'm gonna catch right now. When Ruben Amrin came to this club, and we all knew he played with wing backs. You in your head was like the first thing in your head was like, yes. We're going to see the best out of
No, I'm not telling you what happened about that. I'm not telling you that what happened about that. I'm talking to you. Hold on a minute. I'm just saying to you why Man United didn't want to buy the players they wanted to, because Amrin's system meant that, you know what, we were covered in certain positions and therefore we didn't need to do that. Now, if you look at it right now we need another midfielder. Now we need another left winger now, because now we're playing with the actual left winger. We're not playing with 2 10s. You see what I'm trying to say now? So in essence, the formation change now has meant that Man United now need appropriate players in key positions. You see what I'm trying to say?
Remember, we missed out on Said. We missed out on Kwanda from Sporting, and we missed out on Semenyo because they said they don't want to come in, and they thought there would be right wing backs in the system. Yes, they said they don't want to come in and play wing back. So, like, quite literally, the way we played under Emram actually affected our recruiting, Australia. I mean, I don't know what that matters in our future now, but like for what it's worth, it was kind of harder to recruit players playing that.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying in terms of when he's saying, do you think Man United need to do that? I'm saying, yeah, because now this summer it's so evident what Man United need in the recruitment team. For United to be going to the next level, we need them 6 or 7 players. Whether they do it or not is a different question. I'm just saying.
There you go, Saeed.
We're saying the same thing.
One second, Strella. 1 second, Strella. I just wanted to come in just quickly.
Big
up people. Listen, and I wanted to just jump in a bit about what the Iraola. If Manchester United are not signing the 6, 7 players, and then Manchester United fan base is not prepared for the injuries that are going to come, where the level of intensity in the training, and he does the murder ball. If you know the murder ball, same as Bielsa, that they had to make the squad the fittest they've ever been, then you're not going to be ready for someone like Iraola. And I personally think that if you're going to go for Iraola, you have to go with him with everything. If Manchester United, in majority of the times in the last 14 years, they go half-hearted. They do everything by half-heartedness. So Iraola, I hope he knows what club if he's going to join Manchester United, what he's coming into. And the fan base also need to go and do some research on him and make up their minds if that's what they want. But in terms of playing modern style football, he's the best candidate. Because if you want to talk about Manchester United DNA, the football he plays is Manchester United DNA. It's front foot, helter-skelter football.
Nuruddin, I got a question for you then, because in that case, obviously Iraola plays that, high pressure running football, whatever. And then the 2 best teams that we watched the other night, obviously Bayern, Company, and then we've got PSG, Enrique. Their teams do a lot of running as well. So do you think that's where Manchester United should go as well? Do you think that Iraola is that guy that will take us towards that kind of modern football? Do you think that's where he should go?
To me, I've always asked about the conditioning of Manchester United. We always talked about, innit? We need somebody to come in and to bed the foundations. So the foundations in terms of the fitness, the way that the conditioning of the players, and we've seen it. I mean, it's no shade on Amorim because he's winning. It's no shade on Carrick. He's winning games, but Manchester United are not pressing. Manchester United are not pressing in the same way. Manchester United running stats are nowhere near the same way as they were under Amorim. Obviously, with Amorim, it was helter-skelter and he was vacating the midfield. And I heard a bit of what Strella was talking about before. You can't really trust anything what Amorim says about this and that. I am somebody who advocated for Kobbie to leave the football club because I still don't think he will get the developmental, that personal developmental plan for him to be able to fulfill his potential. But to putting that aside, Iraola is a modern coach. He is a modern coach. So Manchester United no teams in the Premier League will outrun Manchester United, right? But do we have the players to play that football? And is the club willing to go there with him? Because you can't be half pregnant, bro. You can't be half pregnant. I always said you can't half press. You can't be half pregnant. So that's what the fans need to make up. But if you want to know what Manchester United DNA is, as somebody who was on the stands at the height of Fergie's teams, I'm talking about the first. I was sneaking to the stadium 95, 94. That team, if you wanted to fight, you would fight. If you wanted to run, they would outrun you. Every aspect of the game. And then you also add quality in the same thing as well. So it's mad because the way that everybody was talking about Bayern Munich and that's what Manchester United football was. It wasn't about tiki-taka and keeping possession for possession's sake. It was about going to goal, moving the ball quick, running, pressing. That's all. You know what pressing used to be called back in the day? Go and close the ball down. That used to be the term. Oh yeah, they're going up to close the ball down. That's what that is. But in a sense, he might have to adapt to Manchester United. But the biggest thing you have to ask is somebody
we can't have that, though. We can't have a manager adapted to Man United. That's the whole point. You bring in a coach to
any competent coach should not come to Manchester United. Big up Tex and Brian. I was gonna say, no competent manager should come to this club if they're not gonna be backed. If it's not in black and white on paper,
I agree.
Don't come. That's why.
That should have been our focus.
That's why I said from Carrick,
the whole show.
This is why Staffy. This is why I keep saying people I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. Everything what Nuridan just said, is facts. If you want attractive football, blah blah blah, you can go get any competent manager. But if the board is not going to back them to the T and give them 6, 7 players in each position, they're all going to be good signing, not potential talent, no, ready to go. It's not going to work. That's why I said keep Carrick. Keep this what you want to keep going on, blah blah blah. But to compare the two, I think it's disrespectful. That's why I said to compare the two, I think it's disrespectful, isn't
it? There's some breaking news. There's some news coming out from the Times saying that Michael Carrick has emerged a favourite for the permanent job. However, other potential candidates as Iraola has been sounded out by Man United, and their merits will be discussed. Texino, Ryan, I'll come to you because I've heard from you as well. Texino, start with you, man. Iraola, does it excite you? Are you for it? Let me know, and whether it would suit Man United style.
I mean, good manager, but he just seems like one of those who will get on well in the Prem. I would like to see a manager like that, probably more have control of a big team, and then I can say, all right, cool. How's his audition going? But in terms of with Bournemouth, I feel like it's just another type of step up for him. And if it doesn't go well within the first 6-7 months, the jury's going to be out on him, just exactly like how it was with Ruben Amorim. I think what you have with Michael Carrick already is someone who's already got achievements that managers struggled for the last 4 years or so. When was the last time he was in the Champions League? So, you don't have someone maybe who can take you to the next level, but someone who can steady the ship until you get the right guy. Does that make sense? So even if you can't make that cutthroat decision this summer in terms of who's going to manage these players, I think the most important thing right now is the summer targets and signing players for the club. Because at the end of the day, mate, like the managers who are coming in are coming to manage the players who are signed for the club. You've seen how the summer's going. My only qualms, again, with Iraola is just the fact that he he has no pedigree with big players. I think he improves players. You look at your Alex Scotts, your Justin Kluiverts, James Tavernier, even, reprofiling Tavernier as an out-and-out winger to a magic man who's playing in the midfield. And those guys came and dominated at Old Trafford. But the thing is, his teams, from what I've seen, leak so many goals, bro. I feel like how many draws did they have in the last 20 games? I'm seeing something about 11, 12.
They're 2 away from the record, by the way.
Exactly. So, I mean, his teams score a lot of goals, but are they ruthless? And can they shut up shop? And at Manchester United, bro, honestly, we can go and score goals, but if we concede them, we are going to be in the mix of the 10th, 11th, 12th, and the jury will be out. One thing I've seen with Michael Carrick is off the ball, 11 men behind the ball, and stay compact. Those are the simple basics that maybe you will need, innit? And this is what I mean by he can steady the shit, maybe for the next guy to come in. But I don't think the next guy is Iraola, because he's almost same level and profile as a Michael Carrick. There's no point of chopping and changing at the same sort of level. If you want to go and get the big boys, then that goes and makes sense. And for me, the only big boys that are out there are Luis Enrique and Nagelsmann. And I'm not even keen on Nagelsmann myself. It is Luis Enrique for me. It's as simple as that. And if you can't go and get that, keep Michael Carrick and see what he can do. Literally, look what he's done. Look what's on his CV within the last couple of months at Manchester United. If he doesn't get the job on merit, then mate, the person who comes in has to be a bad boy and has to pick up off the mark just like that. Off just the mark like that.
I already think, by the way, Carrick. And I know people are gonna say this. Oh, you're pro Carrick. You want Carrick so bad. I'm really not saying that. But to what he's done this season, I've actually seen him coach a lot better than a lot of the existing managers in this league. And I know we always aspire to get like this high level of everything, but like when you realistically compare what we have to what's out there, we are actually not behind a lot of people. Like there's no elite managers out there in the league where I'm like, oh, if we don't match what these clubs have, we're gonna be in trouble. Like this is not the league anymore that had like Mourinho, Poch at his best, Klopp, Pep, this is not that same league anymore. Like we are talking about someone like Arteta being top 2 in the league. The guy can't win fucking silverware for 5 years in a row now. Like, and we've seen his football yesterday, a 5-6 year project, and they were having a snooze fest with the Atleti yesterday. So like when you take away Pep, the level of managing is not what it was 10 years ago. You don't. There's no elite managers for us to go out there and get. You know what I'm saying? As you said, Tech, I agree with you. Probably the 2 big boys out there are Enrique, who's not leaving his job. He's pretty much repeated that multiple times. And it's arguably Nagelsmann, who there will be some uncomfortable conversations on him. Because when you talk about a manager, you need to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there's a lot of bad and ugly in his game as well. You get what I'm saying? So to me, Saeed, sorry, and I'll wrap up with this. It's so much bigger about recruitment next season. Because if you have a steady manager like Carrick, because that's what I think he is, he's a steady manager, but you go and significantly improve the squad, I think you find yourself in such a better situation, bro. Look at the Champions League semifinals. That should be the proof out there. There's 2 teams that had insane quality. There was no coaching that was going on, by the way, in that PSG Bayern game. Was that a game that we looked at and we said, oh my God, look at the classic that they coached? No one said that. We saw 2 front lines that were both world class and they just kept outscoring each other. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows how much recruitment can do. So that's my biggest focus.
Do you know some of those super chats say that we're glazing Carrick too much here? Like, are we doing the most with Michael Carrick? Like,
of course not, brother. When was the last time Manchester United were in the Champions League? I mean,
3 years ago.
Exactly, bro. And are we forgetting the conversation? Can you guys please just go on the lives that we were having in November, October? The expectations of this club, we weren't even expecting to finish in the top 6, let alone 3rd, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's mad about that as well? Do you know what's mad about what you're saying?
Yeah.
Just to add on a quick line, and you can carry on. We weren't expected to. They knew we were going to play 1 game a week, and now they tell us, oh, but you guys got 1 game a week. When you guys knew we had 1 game a week, you didn't say, oh yeah, you know what, United got 1 game a week, they should do better. You guys were writing us off, but carry on anyway, bro.
By the way, Rhino, don't get it twisted.
Though, innit? Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, don't get it twisted, by the way. People who keep saying that we're benefiting of playing 1 game a week, there is truth to that, but there's a huge disadvantage of playing once a week. And we've seen it. The minute we had those 2 weeks where we had to play a midweek, we were garbage. Bro, remember when we played after 24 days and the players all looked like they forgot how to play football? People are underestimating the benefits of actually having a decent squad and then going in and gaining momentum for playing multiple times. Man City used to always say that. What's his name? Bernardo Silva, I believe a year ago. He said that a team like Man City thrives of playing multiple games towards the end of the season because they keep the momentum going. So as much as you can benefit from being, I don't know, energetic and relaxed and good recovery time from playing once a week, there's a massive advantage also from getting more sharpness and rhythm. And so let's not forget that.
Yeah, and on top of that, that's what I'm saying, like, because you can't say, oh yeah, but we expect you to because you got 1 game a week. But when you knew we had 1 game a week and we're under Amorim, you didn't think about it. Your expectations shouldn't change. If you know that we're going into a season where we've got 1 game a week, you should already expect United to be better than what we was last season. But we weren't under Ruben. You feel me? It's the same as Chelsea. I swear, what season was it when Chelsea had 1 game a week? I swear they came 11th.
It was
or something like that.
2016, I believe.
And where did they come play? What position was they that?
They won the league.
I'm
talking about recently under Poch.
Poch, yeah, 22-23. Yeah, they finished 6th, I think. That's
do you get what I'm saying? Like, just because you have 1 game a week doesn't mean you're always going to do well. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when Ruben Amorim came in, based on what we thought he was going to do and whatever, he seemed positive. Well, my whole point is we don't know who's the best manager and who's not. Right now, Carrick has set a foundation. The next manager has to build from that foundation now. That's the minimum expectation that we require. The next manager has to build from that. And he set the bar high. Right now, if another manager comes in and doesn't really start patterning, doesn't start really getting the results, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Right, my little one was coming in. What do you call it? If the next manager doesn't end up picking up like from where Carrick left off, everyone's going to chat rubbish anyway. They're going to complain.
And that's why do you risk it? I'm glad you said that. Do you risk that?
He set the foundation in terms of targets, though, bro.
Yeah.
You talk about glazing or whatever. We're just stating the obvious and the facts. The proof's in the pudding. Yeah. Ever since he's taken control of Manchester United, our win percentage is currently in the 80% right now. Yeah. We are talking about being in the top 4 and comfortably in the top 4. When he took over, we was about 3 or 4 points off top 4. And I believe 3 to 4 weeks before that, we failed to capitalize each time, either drawing or losing games. Now, look, Manchester United have been much more cutthroat in their performance and how we approach football games. Hence why, even if we are playing poor in the first or second halves, there's
something to build on
in momentum, bro, because we are very cutthroat and stringent in how we play. Under Ruben Amorim, we couldn't string 2 to 3 passes together. Now we are creating chance after chance after chance, bro. And this is without everything that everyone wants, everything that everyone's complaining about. This is without all of those tools and utensils. So imagine what we can do with better tools next season. This is why I say you can allow someone like Michael Carrick. I'm not on this bandwagon of, all right, he has to be the man.
He doesn't have to be here.
I will die on that hill of he may deserve it on merit. 110%.
And if he flops, we get rid of him, bro. Next season, we just get rid of him, bro. Like, he's done. Like, that's the thing. People think it's some attachment thing or it's some bias thing. Right now, we're just trying to learn from all our mistakes and try and see what makes sense. Every time we've brought in these tactical managers, it's never worked out. Now someone's coming on a different vibe.
We did it
now
with
we're starting to see raw.
We thought we're getting the gang in press with Ranić. We didn't get it. We thought we're getting the next big thing with what's his name, Eric Ten Hag. We didn't get it. We thought Ruben Amorim, based on what he did with Sporting, he's going to revive our club. He did it. So like, we actually have proof of us getting giddy about something that's not from home, aka Carrick, and it blew up in our face. So for once, maybe we have to admit, maybe we were wrong for thinking that the grass is always greener. Maybe if this grass is green enough, let's ride this grass for now. Let's keep this grass for now.
Thank you.
Into next season.
Stability.
Big pause, by the way, on that. And let's just see where we go from there. Because I think we can all hand on heart agree here that based on what Carrick has done this season, the likelihood if we go and have a serious summer, the bottom to me and the floor would be to have a very similar season to this season, which is finishing third. Now, if we go and massively improve the squad and we fall off like, I don't know, 15, 20 points after winning the league, then it's so evidential now to look at that and say, you know what? he is just a very steady Eddie manager. But for us to take the next step, let's just go get a manager who is going to be high risk, high reward. But until then, we don't have that proof. Take that, bro. Take that off the screen, bro. You know what I meant when I was talking about.
No, most and on top of that, I feel like right now we're learning something about United. We've tried all the different ways with all different players, and it just didn't work out. Now we've got a guy that's got more of a man management style to him, and it seems to be working. There's other teams like Real Madrid that play like that. They don't really have a tactic, but they just go for it. Kind of like United used to be back in the day. So maybe now we're onto something. So what we need to do when we get the next manager is to have a manager that kind of has that style and maybe a bit more tactical nous with him, or maybe have a support team around him that's going to do that. We have to kind of figure out our system for what works for United. Iraola could be good, but under United, he might not be.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What I mean? So
I feel like the people with this like new expectation that's come to light are the same people who had zero expectation under Ruben Amorim. And it's like, you can't switch just based on what you believe. Can we just all be football fans for 1 second, and be happy at the fact that 1 minute we were just about surviving getting into Europe, and now we solidified Europe. Like, that's two different things. And
it's like we were on stream at the beginning of the season saying,
let me play devil's advocate.
Competition for Europe this season anyways. There's about, 6-7 teams fighting for Europe?
But the thing is, let me play devil's advocate. The argument against that is, when Man United then reach to next level, which will be next season, can Carrick sustain that level? That's where it comes down to with the Michael Carrick motion. Can Michael Carrick then go from here to there?
And guess what, Saeed?
But the problem is, though, we're still in the hood, Mandem. We still got to act correct. Like, I feel like we're not out the hood.
No. Carrick took us to the suburbs. We're not living in Soho yet, but he took us to the suburbs. He took us out the hood, and now we have a nice front lawn, a nice backyard. There's a park down the street. We can go kick the ball a little bit.
It's not perfect, but it's better.
Yeah. I don't live in Beverly Hills, but I live in a good neighborhood now. Now we want to go to Soho. Now we want to live like, that top life. We're not there yet. But I'll tell you this side, now that you're asking that, because you said, is he going to take us to the next step? And that's obviously what we're aspiring. Imagine if we get rid of him based on the credentials that people are saying, just because he worked with Ole, we need to get rid of him. And then we get worse next season. Do you understand how stupid the board is going to look that they got rid of the one guy because their two first hirings failed? Technically, they didn't hire Ten Hag, but they kept him. Ten Hag failed and Amorim failed. Do you understand how stupid they're going to look that they got rid of the one guy who actually was punching above his weight, getting good results, getting us, since he's been here, by the way, we have the most points in the league. No one in England has more points than us. Do you understand how stupid as a board they would look if they get rid of him and then we tank again? They're going to look absolutely incompetent, and a lot of people are going to turn on them. So if they decide to keep the one thing that's working, how can you fault them? It is insane to fault them for that.
And we've been signing world-class managers anyways, pedigrees, bro, with massive pedigrees, great portfolios. We're talking about Jose Mourinho, And when was the last time he won a Premier League? Was it 2014, 2015 season? And when did we get Jose Mourinho? 2016, 2017 season. And that was almost guaranteed to go and win you a Premier League. And the man said his best achievement was finishing second. We are currently third. And the club has faced the most adversity it has faced probably in, the last 30 years or so? In the last 2 to 3 years? We finished 15th and 8th, guys. Do you know what I mean? At least get a guy who can steady the ship. We have been starving of top-flight European football, not Europa League or whatever. We have been starving of the Champions League.
It has to be a gradual improvement. I agree.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, man.
It's like I was broke my whole life, and I'm upset that I can't buy a Bugatti next week. I have to work up to that. And I agree with you, bro. I don't know where some of these standards are coming from, because a lot of these guys didn't have the same standard the last 2 seasons. It was not existent there. We just made a huge jump. And as I said, bro, I think it's a Carrick agenda because he's just close to home. I swear to God, I don't think we'd be having these conversations if this guy was exotic. If he was some Spanish or Italian guy, we would be cool with it. We need to be talking about recruitment of players more than anything.
Can we name all the managers? Who's all the managers that United have signed? Can we name all the managers United have signed? Because I'm even seeing chat saying we have not signed elite managers. So who's the managers we've signed?
Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole. Ranić on a I don't want to count him. He was interim. Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim.
And he was seen as elite. Ruben Amorim seen as elite.
Ruben, we were shocked when we was out for Ruben. We were all shocked still. That's not cap.
I have to say, they were the best managers out there at the time, bro. That's all I have to say. The Iriolas and that, they're not even in that ilk. And that's probably the best managers that we can go for right now. So let's go and get someone who can steady the ship for now. Because I promise you, exactly what Staffy said. You go and get rid of Carrick. Go and bring in an Iriola. If we're fighting 6th, 7th, 8th this time next season, I told you, man, so, bro.
They're going to ask for the neck. They're going to ask for the board's neck 100%, bro.
And that doesn't mean, as long side you want to get to Super Chats, and that doesn't mean that Carrick can't fail as well, but at least we've got something that we're building on that we can at least build from. You know what I mean? Rather than start again and then it goes another direction, we're just thinking, damn, yes, anything can work in life, but for now, from what we've gone through and what we're doing now, we're building something. Let's see where it goes, man.
You know what, right? I'm going to allow them to make the decision. And I'm not gonna happy clap any decision. I'll still have some of my concerns, some of my questions, but I'm not coming in this summer harsh on the board on what decision they're gonna make, because I pretty much understand any decision they'll make. If they decide to move on from Carrick because they feel like there's more proven managers out there, I'll give it a chance. If they feel like none of the candidates that they want were available, so they stuck with what's working right now in Carrick, I'll understand as well. I don't think, again, my problem is the people that are sitting here and saying, thank you, Carrick, but he needs to go at the end of the season. They've been saying it for it's almost 2 months they've been saying it, and I don't understand where that's coming from. You were basically begging on the streets, and now you're turning up your nose on some other shit that you never had. It doesn't make sense. We were in poverty, and now we're turning up our nose on a manager that's gonna get to work. Where's the energy coming from?
Yeah, let me get these super chats, guys. We've got 1.5k in the building. I don't think we've even got 800 likes. Let's get to 800 likes, man. Big up Adewale, man. I appreciate the donation. He says, "Why are we talking about Erik ten Hag and Amorim? It's like y'all keep using examples to justify keeping Amorim." So he goes, "If a gal breaks your heart and you try again, same results. You're gonna turn." Now you're trying to keep... No,
bro, if I got a better gal, bro, I'm staying with my better gal. What are you talking about, bro?
And this is now you're trying to
Carrick's the better gal, bro. What are we talking about?
Yeah, they say now you keep trying until you find the loyal gal. Ineos should find the best in class.
But the best in class might not work, though. There's a strong reality. Like,
you know what, bro?
That's the worst analogy I've ever seen. So I don't keep a gal there to wait on a better gal, though. I'm confused. If I like the gal, I'm keeping her. I'm confused.
Now you know what it is, Tech. I actually clocked it. We're just
these men are trying too hard.
We're just men. We're just men, bro. I'll be honest,
That's
bro.
How you lot treat women, man. Bad.
Look at Klay Thompson, bro. Man said he can't stay monogamous. That's what we're doing, bro. We can't stay monogamous to Carrick. That's all it is, bro. Everyone wants the next girl. That's it. That's the whole reason, bro. It doesn't mean that the girl you have at home is bad. You just can't keep in your pants. That's all it is, bro. That's really what it is.
Let me go through them. I said, Norwich says, Carrick isn't the win the Premier League manager to me. He's a stabilizing the 2 to 3 years kind of manager. Then we go for Enrique to what is a Premier League UCL. We're not built to win right now. I would say as far as saying, Mandem, let's keep Carrick for a year and then go for the better managers in 2027, when there's a better pool of managers. Who knows? Enrique might be done by then. Who knows? Nagelsmann might say, you know what, 2027, I'm done here. Who knows? Like, they might be I don't know. Another manager might pop up and he might have experience. Let's say, for example, Iraola goes to another club and does very, very well at that club. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there might be a better pool of managers next year. You feel me, Mandem? So that's what I would do personally. Blank says, don't know why they're so focused on getting new managers. Honestly, we've got bigger holes to fill. The midfield, get Wall and then Baleba. I agree. Abdelaziz says, people back in Carrick will regret it in the last 6-7 games we've been below par and relied overlooked. Our first full season will catch up and the Carrick will come. He's not the right man.
But you know what, let me ask this side to this super chat.
Yeah, go on.
Who in that same time is massively outperforming us in terms of teams, in results and performances? Please tell me. There is no one out there right now other than maybe City that caught form and is playing great football. No one. There's not a single team out there that's doing that. So please, let's compare us to at least realistic metrics. Let's just stay relative to what's existing because no one else is doing that.
And on top of that, anyone can fail. We're just trying to go with what looks a bit more positive right now. We're not saying we're going to be 100% right, but we need to kind of build, like, man, guys, we need to have a bit of common sense when we're watching football and when we're, discussing the current, how football is now. Football's evolved. United have taken a long time to evolve, and we've never found the right thing that's worked for us. We've never found it. Ruben came in, we didn't even have no manager bounce. And then when we played with Carrick and we had a bit of a bounce, everyone said, oh, yeah, it's a bit of a... At least we had a bounce and we saw something, so we now see that the players can do something. I nearly started to believe that these players were 15th level. At the start of the year, I was arguing. I was like, nah, these players are way better, way better. And then I kind of got roped in. And then I forgot that now the players are not the greatest, but they're better than what we're seeing. We've finally got someone that's... With football, it's about missing puzzle pieces as well. It's not just about, you're elite, you're going to work. People like Nagelsmann, people like Iraola, they're so different. Everyone wants the Nagelsmann. Everyone kind of thinks Iraola's the down below manager. You never know. Iraola could be the right one. But right now, we're seeing what's working. And then when you compare his tactics and his style of play to Carrick, it's very different. So now you're like, okay, you know what? Would he really work, or are we going to go through another process where we're going to complain? You know what we've got's working now, let's pattern up. So that's all it is, guys. We need to just work with what we got and build slowly and then make less mistakes, but we're still going to make mistakes anyway. So, man.
Unfortunate for Carrick, the fact that he didn't have like any of the domestic trophies to be involved in.
Yeah, he didn't even play in them.
He didn't even get any. Yeah,
exactly. If he was in an FA Cup or Carling Cup and we've gone to a semi-final or a final and the game's still to play, then that also helps his sort of argument as well.
Story,
He didn't
get that. Do you know what it is? It's the performance thing, man. They're not happy with the performances, Tex.
Yeah, facts.
They're not happy with the performances, and I get it. That's overlooking what that's what it is. They're not happy with it.
Other Arsenal can't play football. They're winning with set pieces, and their fans are saying, I'll take it if I take a trophy. And that's a team that had a manager for 6 years. So if that's a team with 6 years, who are we to demand unrealistic expectations that don't exist?
And stuff beyond that, the Premier League, the way teams are approaching football is different nowadays. We're in a mad era right now. Football's just different now.
When was the last time you saw this team, the boys in red with this badge, play good football, guys? Because I'm sick and tired of even that. When was the last time we played good football? Because even when we finished second, we were winning Europa Leagues, we were winning FA Cups. We weren't playing great football.
It might have to be Mourinho 4-0 FC. That time when we're winning 4-0
that season.
Come on, man.
Or maybe towards the end of or lockdown Ollie. I can't lie to you. I did enjoy lockdown Ollie. NHS Martial and them, man. You know what I mean? Greenwood, Radford, Martial. I did enjoy that. Matic, Bruno, Pogba. Yeah. You feel me? I did enjoy that. NHS Man United, Mourinho, 2018. And I did enjoy that. So I'll probably say that one.
About 6 years, yeah?
Yeah.
So 6 years. All right then, guys, man. So if we've been starving for it for a while, I just think, guys, be happy where we are now. Because
come on, Arsenal and Atleti dropped a stinker in the Champions League yesterday, and people want to talk to me about style of play. Come on, man. That was the Champions League semi-final. That was the level of football that we're watching 2026. But we're gonna judge Michael Carrick for not playing prime fucking Pep Guardiola ball. You gotta give it up, man. Saeed, I do gotta go though. I'm sorry.
Big up
Mandem. Big up to the chat, yo. Make sure you like the video.
Big up, bro. Big up, man. Big up to Adiwala says Amrin was shit, but trying to use Amrin to justify keeping Carrick 8-8. I appreciate what he has done. Not overlooking, but we need better. Next season, we will see why we should have got an experienced manager.
But who, though? Who?
Yeah, I do.
To be fair, Adiwala what he deserves.
What's better?
The name, bro.
Like, I hear you, Adiwale, but what's better? Like, what can we get now that in our heart we're guaranteed sure? Yeah, you know what? Guarantees. If he takes over, we're gonna be we're comfortable. Ariola, we're not comfortable. No one there, we're comfortable. Like, so right now we need to build with what we've got and make sure when we do get the elite manager, he's elite. And even then, bro, that could it's so techy, man.
Be the one. Yeah,
so techy, man. It's techy.
Big up to, he says, so Ineos telling us Carrick and Iraola are the best they could do. That's very disappointing. I don't see Carrick doing well next season unless Ineos buy 6 starting high players. By the way, Big up to it. Doesn't matter who's the manager. It's all down to Ineos getting us good players. Can we not forget this? Hold Ineos accountable to get us good players. I agree.
100%. That's the main thing. Fact.
Yeah. If we would have kept Amarin, we would have been third right now. What? Seeing as we are 4 points from third, we were trending upwards under Amarin. Yeah,
that's a troll. He's trolling,
there, bro.
Yeah, I want some of that. I want some of what he got.
Bro. I get the pressure argument versus Iraola. Carrick playing boring, timid, mid-table tactics. What I saw versus Brentford was awful. I want attacking, entertaining football. Hit the likes and subscribe. Strela has PTSD. Always assumes the worst case scenario. Oh, please, you're seriously think that Kobbie didn't know his bro did that? Come on, you're funny. It's confusing Ahmad to Kobbie. Ahmad is the one who's getting past. He's a brother. How can you just watch Brentford game and since Carrick come in, started him not rate Mainoo? How class of a player? Big up everyone. Of all the issues, why we criticizing Carrick and Kobbie, just mad yapper. Chouameni, Anderson, Kobbie, Bruno, who starts? And we're 54% in physicality against the top 7 teams. Carrick is too defensive-minded. Coaches, thanks for the time, but it's time to go. Iraola next. The other one feels unrealistic or weak. I want to enjoy football like Bayern and PSG. Again, they spent money to get to that situation, man.
And if we get Iraola and it doesn't work, then how do you feel, Abdelaziz? How do you feel? What's your next step from there? I just want to know, like.
Yeah. And George and Shaw, man, Van Gaal won 2010 league with Bayern, who was on their own in the league. Enough with the story. Tell me what manager left United did. 13 games, no one knows. Simple. Keep him. And next manager I see with the way we are going, Ancelotti makes tactics around players and used regimes, bringing in players and Ineos signings, mostly good. Super Argent, people cry for my United DNA, and now we didn't want it. Carrick has given you the most points in the Premier League since January. What proof do we need?
And that Man United DNA never used to play great. We just played on kind of this.
I don't really like the word United DNA.
This is what I mean. Like, people don't. Back in the day, people didn't used to watch football. Football now is more of a gimmick. It's a popular thing, bro. Football is popular now. Back then, it wasn't, bro. So people didn't used to watch ball.
Do you like the word DNA, though?
Bro,
United DNA.
Yeah, it's kind of expired. It's kind of extinct. It's extinct though, but
I think it's a thing though, and I think it's still
to a degree. It is definitely. Yeah,
I still think it's still been there over the years, like the last minute wins, the Leons, like how we still get trophies, how we are in tournament football.
And I think we've seen it more in this stint. Carrick's brought it a bit more, and I think that's what we have to kind of value as part of management as well. Management is not just about tactics. It's about communication. It's about do the players listen to you. It's about do they believe in your vision. All of that is part of what a manager brings to the table. So yes, we can criticize Carrick and his tactics. 100%. He's not the best tactician. I can tell you that. All of us can admit that. He's not the best. He doesn't seem like the guy that, you know what, you get me. But at the same time, he's done. He's progressed a lot by just the man management side, and we've got a kick out of the players from man management. So maybe that's our route, guys. We've been struggling for years to find the right fit. And I think with United, it's a complicated situation. It's not just getting an elite manager. It's what's your style? What's your philosophy? How do you talk to the players? Do the players believe in you? And somehow the Carrick one is working. I get why you get the Oli PTSD, but with Carrick, I feel like it's just a bit different. It's slightly different.
It's different, man.
It's different, man. But I hear it, but it's different. It's different.
And the way he actually looks, like, I think for me, he's not. Like, I think Oli, there was a lot of emotion. Like you can see that. There was a lot of emotion after the game.
The football game.
Carrick just is a bit more. Exactly. Yeah, he's a bit more intelligent, man. Like, I'm not saying that Oli didn't know ball, but I just feel like the way Oli was just simply counter-attacking FC. Have United played counter-attacking FC under Michael Carrick? Let's be honest, Mandem. Have we played freestyle football? No, I'm talking about like the way Oli played though. Oli was literally counter-attack. It was literally Freddie McTominay sit, the rest of them go on, and we were like
with Oli, it was like no matter where you get the ball, every thought is to go forward. I think with United, with Carrick, there's much more composure. So you're seeing a lot of triangle passes, much more build up and sustain attacks. That's why when someone said to me earlier about attacking under Ruben Amorim, we had the highest XG then. We was not sustaining attacks.
Oh man,
you cannot tell me one football game when we were sustaining attacks under Ruben Amorim, apart from the first game of the season against Arsenal. Apart from that, we have not seen a game like that.
No.
You can't tell me.
It's this idea of just like XG and all that. It's bullshit, man. I don't really like talking about that because I feel like for me, it's like, yeah, cool. We might have had higher XG than what we were doing there. But again, it comes down to results, bro. Like my thing was, is that when you look at under Ruben Amorim, like there was so much kind of like thought and justification and copium when we lost games, as to this is working. But then when we're winning now, it's like almost like Man United don't feel like we deserved it in a sense. Like, and this is what it bugs me because our aim is to get into the Champions League, bro. Our aim has always been there. No one thought we could get there. And this idea that now you can play that sort of football and get results, nobody was making them ambitions. Nobody. Yeah. I generally thought with Michael Carrick, I said, you know what, man? Let's just play the first two games.
Let's just improve.
Points on the board. And then it became, we can make Champions League football. That's all I had in my mind.
Our expectations changed. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, and this is the thing though, Carrick almost did like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he almost
kind of overachieved.
He forced the conversation. He forced the conversation. He overachieved. Exactly that.
He overachieved. So
results wise.
If United were saying now, if United were, let's say for example, United were on the periphery of top 4, top 5, it would have been, Carrick, get us into top 5. We don't care about the results. We don't care about the performances. But now we've got there comfortably. It's now, well, you know what? You kind of haven't got the performances. So I need something. I need to be mad at you by something. And that is what's pissing me off, is that you're going mad at him.
It's pissing me off.
You know what I'm saying?
Me off, bro.
I just explained it. One plays counter-attacking football. The other one is a bit more, I'm not saying pragmatic, but the way that we play football is a bit more build-up play. You see what I'm saying? It's sustained attacks. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we play with control, but you could see like the vision of what Carrick is and Ollie are two different things, bro. We don't play this on the front foot, bombing forward on. Like,
and Saeed, the reality of it is, under Ruben, I don't think, or under even Ten Hag, maybe we had a few, Barcelona and all of that. But, bruv, the way we beat Man City, I know it's one game, but no one could ever predict the players could play like that and we could do something. Yeah. And the thing is, one thing that you guys have to remember is, as much as we're getting signed out of these players, we know that we need to move on from eventually Bruno's and whatever and build around the Cobbies and the Amats, who's bad, who's not in form right now, but I'm not giving up on him. We need to build a future. We need to evolve. We've taken so long to evolve. And now Ineos, they've got a big job to do. I'm on Ineos. You guys, get the players in. That's our final message, Ineos. Don't play around right now. You're seeing potential. You're seeing what United can do. Get the players in. Because the better players you get, the better we do. It makes you, man, more bread. So just get the players in and let's pattern up. You feel me? And it's nice that we're getting linked to midfielders. When was the last time we were linked to midfielders? And it's proper midfielders.
Well. Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about, ironically, we haven't had a good midfielder since Carrick. And now we're actually getting, so let's work on the team and let's see how he does. We're not 100% saying he's definitely going to do his thing. But for now, let's see how far it goes and we act accordingly. You get me? Let's see what players he gets in and let's see how he deals with a couple games a week. And then we go from there. But at least we've got something. When was the last time we had something? What, 9 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses? Like, that's mad, man.
It's mad.
And it's results. I hear it. It's results. He hasn't got the best style of play, or that we haven't been good in a lot of games. But for now, we've got the results that we needed as an interim manager should have done. So let's see what we can build from here. And we go from there, man. Car. None of us know what the right way is. We think we know. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
Get me? We don't know. So.
Let me get this last super chat before we get predictions. Georgia says, we try big manager narrative is mad. No one in this panel will answer me. What have ex-managers achieved after leaving us? People looking for a new manager. That's plastic.
Why does that matter? Because there's proof that there's both examples of managers and players that have left and done crap or left and done better.
Yeah.
The only players that leave and do better are like the McTominays and that go to slower leagues. You get me? Obviously, you've got different players like Kane and Elise that, yes, as much as it's a different league, an easier league, that you can see their quality. You get me? But, bruv, like this whole, what ex-managers... But why does it matter what happens after us? Everything that fits for us is for us. It's like music. Just because Dave's manager is good with Dave, it doesn't mean that he can manage gigs. Get me? There are different types of managers. And it's the same as football. what manager fits what we're doing? What manager's communication and his approach fits what we're doing? That's what's working for us right now.
We signed all these big managers towards the end of their careers, if anything. You know what I mean? Their expiry days. And it's like signing big players.
Ruben was the opposite. We took Ruben early. We tried something different.
But even just going to my point, it's like signing these ex-players. Who did we get? Zlatan and Cavani. They're elite footballers, but they're towards the back end of their day. They didn't go on to have even better careers. No, like your argument is so poor. You wasted €10, bro. But love, man.
Love for that, man.
Hey, you're on mute, bro.
The biggest thing for me is like, we need to stop looking at the past and look at what works for the future, man. Let's get your Liverpool prediction. I'm going to say 2-1, Mandem. 2-1. What are you saying?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
I'm hoping, 3-1 as well, because what I want from this game is that United that come out and want to play because it's Liverpool. If we get that United plus how we've been playing, when the players can kick into form, we will definitely do Liverpool still, but it could be a tight game as well because Liverpool are building form. And this is what happened under Eric Ten Hag. Remember when we came third, Liverpool started creeping back up. And we kind of was shook. Then I think they lost the game or something happened that helped us to get third. So right now we're seeing that again now. Liverpool are creeping up on us again. You get me? They could easily pass us, you know.
You're right. That's the same year we beat them in the FA Cup. And then they beat us home, didn't they?
I think so. So they creep back up and it nearly became they're going to pass us. And then we just about got over the line. So right now, it's important we beat them. The reason why I want to beat Liverpool is because they're one of our biggest rivals. For me, more than Arsenal, and I'll say it here, Liverpool and City are more of a rivalry than Arsenal to me, innit? Wenger and Ferguson and Vieira and Keane days, they're old school, man. This is old school. We're in the new era now. So, bro, for me, we can't, we just for bragging rights and just for us to finish above them, we need to beat them. But if the players turn up and hopefully we get some form out of Mbeumo and Ahmad and them players, we'll do our thing still. We'll do our thing. So, hopefully 3-1. Hopefully 3-1, 2-1. We need to beat them. I swear to you, we need to beat them, man.
No, we're gonna beat them.
If we lose, we're still above them, though. Funny enough. If we lose, I think so. I think depending on goals, I think it's goal difference. Love text. It might be goal difference actually. I forgot if they beat us, they might score a lot of goals and be above us.
Yeah, it depends as well. Yeah,
but
they need to score. They need to score.
2 or 3
in goal difference in it. The one behind us. So
2-0 that will put them above us. So we need to beat them, man. Bragging rights and just to laugh at them and be like, rah, you man won the league last season. You spent nearly 400, 500 M's and you still finished above United. That's beautiful. So hopefully we can beat them, man. But home advantage and players up for it, that normally does enough for us when we're not playing, when we don't have how we're playing now. So imagine now with our form and everything, bro, hopefully we get something, man. Fingers crossed.
Facts. Listen, people, make sure you hit the like button, man. It's been a lit show, man. You get me?
Yeah, man. Thank you for being late, Mouse.
No, come on, bro. It's all good, man. It's summertime, bro. The weather's banging right now. You get me? Guys, if you're watching right now, make sure you are hitting the like button. We're only on 643. Like, we could do a lot more, man. So better, man. If you haven't hit the like button, let's get to at least 700. So we need 15 more likes, guys.
Now. Hit it right now. Just stop what you're doing and just hit the like button. If you're on your phone, just quickly, just hit it, man. Hit the like button, man.
You know what I mean? If you
quickly, right now, just do it right now. Quickly.
Exactly, man. Rhino, what you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, same old, man. Just working on the music stuff. Obviously, I do music management for people that don't know, so got a lot of things coming out soon. It's going to be an interesting year, man, but we're just in the background just working, you feel me? But if you don't know about an artist called M. Lizzy, check him out. TikTok, Instagram, he's doing his thing. There's a few other artists and people that I'm working around, but if you follow me, you see it. If you know, you know. But big up the chat. You lot smash the likes. Big up all the Mandem that was on the show as well, Rants and everybody. Big up all the bros and that, you feel me? And it's all love, man. Let's see what we do, man. Bring on Liverpool, man.
Come on. So man, let's get these likes up, people. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, Troops show, and I'm gonna try and rattle them again. You feel me? But people, love, guidance. We're out. Peace. Sure.